in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. And I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy, not Monday, but Tuesday, everybody.
Tuesday.
It may feel Monday-like. Kind of does for me.
It's Monday adjacent.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's still spring break, so, you know, my wife's still sleeping in. It makes it hard to get up, but
It's only day 2 of spring break, and I've already heard at least one parent, and I'm sure more than one parent,
ready for the kids to go back.
Audibly complain. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this week, man. It's like, no, I feel you. I totally get it.
Well, the city is your friend.
Yes.
Utilize the resources, the library, the aquatics and recreation center.
Absolutely.
Their camps they got going on, the zoo.
I'll tell you this. I'm a single father, and I myself take my 2 kids to the aquatic center. Mm-hmm. My son is 3. My daughter's 8. I pay for the under 3 rate for him. So for me, him, and my daughter, it's $8.60 to go to the aquatic center.
Not bad.
All day long. You can enjoy the entire day splashing around, having a good time. Well, okay, the family hours, because I know they have lap hours.
Yeah.
But the family hours, go splash around, enjoy.
And then if you utilize the Recreation Aquatic Center enough, it would be more financially frugal for you to just get a pass.
Yep.
Then you roll up in every day, any day.
Flash the badge.
Yep. Shh, 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 shh. That's how you do it. Shh, 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 shh. That's how you flash the badge.
You can literally, if you have a membership, you can just, if let's say for example it's a hot summer day, like 4 months from now,
like next week.
Yeah, like next week, pretty much. You just stop in, flash the badge, drop in for a quick dip, head on out.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm just here to cool off real quick.
That's right. Sure to,
Whereas I was raised in the buffet generation, where I feel like I have to get every cent that I spent worth of my money. So we're going to spend 4 hours at that pool if we have to. I don't care if your fingers look like all the raisins. There are wrinkles on your wrinkles.
You got a whole crop of California raisins.
That's right.
Herding it on the grapevine on your hands.
We're soaking it in, kids.
But, happy Tuesday. Hopefully, parents, you're not completely frazzled yet.
Honestly, I got to tell you, for the week that it has to be, this is the best week it could be. I mean, the weather's pretty nice all
Not
week
bad.
long.
Yeah, for the most part.
The sun's out a little later. This is what I was talking about. You sacrifice your hour over the weekend, Michael. We get to enjoy a little more sunlight. I took the kids to the park before we even went home and cooked dinner. I mean, it was, we had time now. It's nice.
Although I had a weird opposite effect yesterday.
Yeah.
Like 9 o'clock last night, I was exhausted. Like I was barely keep my eyes open, exhausted.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that was weird, man.
I mean, it's
in my head. It's still 8 o'clock.
Right.
I was tired.
It's just because you're stretching yourself out. I mean, I
guess.
I don't know. Maybe it hits different for people that don't have kids. I don't know.
Maybe.
But this extra, I hadn't really appreciated it before, but now that like my kids are of like that age where it's like the playtime matters a little more,
sure.
It's better.
Yeah, I get it.
It's nice.
I'm just not that person. So.
I'm not that guy.
It's not me.
What was really cool is I had like a real like almost nostalgic moment last night where the kids next door were out playing. My kids wanted to go out and play, and they literally stayed outside playing until the sun went down.
Nice.
I poke my head out and be like, guys, the sun's down. It's time to come inside. And they came in. It was like,
Nice.
yeah, kids still do that.
The street light was on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's how it should be.
It was nice.
That's they weren't inside playing games.
Yeah. We're
They're
going,
out.
I'm bored. Supply me with fun.
Did they have friends, or they just play amongst the two of them?
Well, at first it was just the two of them, but then the
Okay.
other kids came out, and yeah, there's.
See, that's that helps.
It's nice.
The more the merrier. That was it. We had our little group of friends, and especially like during the summer when you're off school.
Yeah.
Like 8:00 in the morning. All right, let's meet. We got Army on the field or up on the hill or whatever, and we met, and then we were there till like 5 in the afternoon, where we had to come home for dinner. It was just the way it was, man. But I don't know, different times.
Yeah, it was.
I'm good to see there's some of that.
It is.
Still.
It's nice to know it's still out there.
Still out there in the world. Let me give you the rundown for what's on tap today. We're going to replay our interview we had with Sheriff Mike Harrington and Charles Eastlis and Lieutenant Mason. They joined us on Friday, so we're going to play that for you here in just a few. Donna Oracion with Eastern New Mexico University Roswell will join us in the 8 o'clock hour. Also later in the 8 o'clock hour, the folks from the Chaves County Extension Office drop by, give us an update there. And then folks from Hippie Chicks will join us in the 9 o'clock hour, and we'll talk about what they've got going on. I guess prom season right around the corner here. Usually March, April time frame is when prom's aplenty. So I'm sure we're going to talk some prom and opportunities for your high school students to get all gussied up for prom.
Not only do early birdies get the worm, they also get the tux and potentially a gift card.
Oh, nice.
To Peppers.
Nice.
Stay tuned.
Okay. So a little bit of help with the dinner for your prom date.
Fellas, you want to look like a superstar on prom night? Take them to Peppers and tell them, hey, we got $100 here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Or don't tell them. Just let's like big time them like you're a high roller.
Whatever you want.
That's right. That's
just
the
roll in and pull the move like
whatever's the most expensive thing on the Peppers menu. Which I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sure it's some kind of
there
steak.
It is. Roll in and pull the TI move. Roll in and be like, you can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. Stacks on deck. You can't have Patron on ice because you're a prom, but
That's right. You are underage. And you
iced tea on ice.
But
Steak au poivre. Dude, I'm telling you, that is the best thing on the menu, bar none.
Is the
steak au poivre. You ever had it?
I don't think I have.
It is phenomenal.
What's the au poivre part of the steak?
It's a poivre sauce. It's basically
I don't know what that means.
It's a cream. It's like a peppercorn cream. I think it's cognac. Peppercorn cognac cream, like gravy essentially.
The sauce.
It's so good. It is like I could just sit there and just down a side glass, like a shot of it on the side.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, we can do that. My 8 o'clock guests we're going to call. That's what that was.
But yes, it is like bar none the best thing on the menu. And the cool thing is if you're like, let's say averse to your red meats, you don't like, your steak, they do chicken au poivre.
Who doesn't want red meats?
There are folks out there that red meat doesn't sit well with them.
Yeah.
Hey, the Rose, they care about all dietary considerations.
I'm good with that. But to come up and poo-poo on red meat,
I'm not poo-pooing on it.
I'm not saying you are.
Options.
People that do, I judge you.
Well, okay. What if they don't have the choice? Like their body told them they can't do it.
Well, that's fine, but don't poo-poo on red meat.
Who's poo-pooing it?
Eat your chicken and shut up.
Eat your chicken and shut up. Nobody was It's a cyclical argument with you winners. There's no point.
Don't mess with my red meat.
Nobody was.
It's fine. You
How
can't
do
eat
you
it.
stay married?
I eat red meat.
I eat meat.
7:14. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over eastern New Mexico today, and that gives us fair weather. Could be a little bit breezy in the afternoon. Low to mid 70s on our high, and we should get sunshine. Overnight, clear and mid 30s, and then we warm up a little bit tomorrow. Sunshine, and we'll hit the low 80s, a little bit breezy, and then mostly sunny on Thursday, mid to upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 36 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 37%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 7 miles per hour. Sunny today. Mid-70s for a high, 74 officially. Winds will be out of the northwest, 5 to 15 miles per hour, shifting to the southeast later today. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 36 degrees. Winds out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny, 84 for a high tomorrow. Winds out of the northwest, 5 to 10 early. In the afternoon, southwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 44. Southwest winds 10 to 20. Thursday, they're saying there's a 20% chance of showers for Thursday afternoon. Mostly sunny, highs expected to be in the low 60s, 61. Well, going to be breezy as well. North winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. Friday, mostly sunny, 64 for a high. And then warming back up for the weekend, sunny and 76 for Saturday. Sunny and breezy with a high near 80 on Monday. All right, it is 7:16. We're going to get you into your Roswell Livestock Report recap with Smiley Wooten, a quick commercial break, and then our interview Friday with Sheriff Mike Harrington, Charles Eastless, Undersheriff, and Lieutenant James Mason as well. Don't go away.
Good morning. This is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 871 head of cattle sold on Monday on a steady to higher market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker calves sold steady. Feeder cattle steady to $3 higher. Packer cows and bulls sold steady. 3 to 400 pound steers 210, 217. 3 to 400 pound heifers 186, 187. 4 to 500 pound steers 185, 210. 4 to 500 pound heifers 157, 50, 186. 5 to 600 pound steers 160, 250, 185. 5 to 600 pound heifers 144, 157, 50. 6 700 pound steers 142, 162 and a half. 6 700 pound heifers 131, 144. 7 800 pound steers 120, 139. 7 800 pound heifers not well tested this week. Packer cows 80 to 93. Canner and cutter cows 65 to 75. Packer bulls 95 to 103.50. Feeder bulls 75 to 85. Top half the cow-calf pairs $1,200 to $1,600 per pair. Top half the bred cows $1,000 to $1,500, $25 per head. We do appreciate the business, and we'll talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Over the next several weeks, we want to give you 5 key elements to a great marriage. This is taken from an article by Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The first one is ownership, taking responsibility for the good as well as the bad.
1 Corinthians 11:31 says, judge yourself so you won't be judged. It's talking about the judgment of God, but it also applies to our relationships, especially the ones that are closest to us, like marriage. If you'll just take responsibility for your own actions, it's so much easier for our spouses not to have to point out and criticize us.
So we have to take responsibility for our actions and our reactions, our attitudes and our mistakes. You know, most people would learn from their mistakes if they weren't so busy denying them.
You aren't responsible for what your spouse does. You are responsible for doing your part. So just decide today to do your part and take ownership.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than the average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second upload and download speed. With Faster, get true 500 meg. And with Fastest, get 16 gigs of download and upload speeds. Learn more at plateaufiber.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, True, trusted. For over 40 years, Sierra Blanca Motors here in Roswell have been providing locals with quality vehicles and are committed to providing you quality vehicles and service for many years to come. No sales gimmicks, no inflated pricing, just a quality pre-owned vehicle listed at retail pricing or less. Have a used vehicle to sell? Get top trade-in value or an amazing cash offer today. Let Danny or Jose provide you a great car buying experience. Call 575-622-7907 or stop by Sierra Blanca Motors at 720 South Main Street in Roswell. Se habla español.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The word gorilla is derived from a Greek word meaning a tribe of hairy women. Mike recommends that if you see a tribe of hairy women, you don't call them gorillas. Here's Mike Winters.
Good morning. It is 22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and showing up. He always makes an entrance. He does, doesn't he? Sheriff Mike Harrington joining us, Under Sheriff Charles Eastless, and LT, James Mason as well. Morning, guys.
Good morning.
How's everything going?
Going good. A little cold and a little snowy.
Yeah, what happened here? Who ordered this?
Tell you what. Yeah, it'll be 90 by this afternoon.
Exactly. Yeah, just wait. It changes. It's New Mexico. Tomorrow you're going to be sunbathing. So
that's what I was going to say. That's how the weather is for spring break. It's snow. You know.
That's right. Well, that's right. It'll be 74 Sunday, 64 tomorrow, and like Wednesday of next week is supposed to be like 80 something, 83 or 82. So, and then rain the next day. So we'll see what happens.
We take it day by day. Yeah, and we like it that way. Actually,
I was about to say, you guys.
Yeah.
That's kind of just a day in the life for you. I mean, the weather's weird here, but that's kind of life as a sheriff's deputy. You know,
it's weird. Exactly.
Any given day.
Yeah, you
could
never
be
know.
where you're just staring at walls, and then one day it's
roll with what happens.
You're working the next 48 hours trying to take care of a case or a situation here.
Absolutely.
But you guys have been busy.
It has been busy, but it's the good thing for us is that we've been able to solve a lot of
cases
stuff that's going on, and you know.
Hey,
it's been good.
I do want to throw congratulations to the FBI and the Roswell Police Department for their getting that dude out of Mexico, that murderer suspect,
absolutely, and bringing him back,
and getting that's kind of a big deal. I'm curious. I'm sure you guys have had to deal with like Mexican authorities and things, and I'm kind of curious because we've done it on the radio side.
Yes.
Like because of our proximity of our licensing and our towers and things, we have a tower in Carlsbad we had a tower that was in Carlsbad. We moved to Artesia to service our stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But because we're within 200 miles of the Mexican border, we had to get the Mexicans' version of the FCC involved in permission.
Oh.
But for folks that don't know, the Mexican government doesn't work like our government.
Right.
And things get buried on desks and just will disappear for years. But if you know the right guy or pay the right guy, the next thing you know, that pile gets moved up to the top of the list there.
Yeah.
I got to imagine on the law enforcement side, you guys deal with that kind of stuff when you're dealing with Mexican authorities, too. I was just curious.
And they don't want the problem child there either.
Right. Yeah, they don't want to meet. Yeah.
No, so that's the easier side because they just don't want them there, and they're glad to get them back.
Right.
So, we haven't had any issues when it comes to that. It's more when you're trying to bring somebody for something less serious, and that's
where it gets a little muddy.
Yeah.
But when it's bad and everyone agrees this guy's a bad guy, everyone's like, no, you take him.
You go ahead and get him out of here.
Depending on the crime, depends on their effort.
Sure. Yeah. And he was, I know this is probably RPD stuff, but he was already in jail for something else different, right? And or did they catch him and put him in jail, and then it was all waiting for extra? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
So I know that's more. Another case that got a lot of run here that I kind of want to talk about is the gentleman that fell in the well.
Oh,
you
yes.
guys were.
He did.
Yeah. I think I've heard at the end of the day it was a suicide attempt. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. I'm just hearing scuttlebutt rumors.
No.
And so I just kind of know what information you guys have.
More and more looking at it, it looks as though he was probably trying to steal wire.
Okay.
Because he went in there we get the call at about 5:19. That's whenever the property owners see the door open and they can hear someone from inside there saying hello.
Gotcha.
Well, when they look in, they see a tarp in there, and they think that the guy is wrapped up in the tarp. And they find that he's not in the tarp. He's actually in the bottom of the well. But that's once our deputies arrive, because they didn't go in. You know, you've got a shed there nobody's supposed to be in.
Sure.
And you hear, hello, hello. You're not going in there for nothing.
Yeah.
So
there's not enough tea in China to get me in that thing. Yeah, I get you.
But it looks, it looks
movie,
like
right?
he was
Right.
he was stealing stuff or had the intention to steal stuff because he had went already around the side of the house, got the garden hose. Looks as though he tried to tie it and do some things to go down into.
Oh, he's going to MacGyver his way down.
Yeah,
in there,
because there's wiring and stuff to those wells, and there's other things, you know, and where that sits, you know, it's just like anything out in the country. It's by itself, so you think it's an easy target. Well, he fell and landed down at the bottom, and how it's just amazing how people can fall 40 feet. Land the way he landed, and the only thing that happens is some busted up ribs
and things.
Yeah, but legs and arms and everything else are all intact.
Yeah, he's very lucky.
He's very lucky, and it was wide enough that he had to try to reach out to the center pole, and I think he just slipped, didn't make it, and went straight into the deal, because there was
Tumbled
two
down.
firemen down there, an actual ambulance
A gurney.
hospital bed.
Oh, wow.
That they put down
That's a
there.
little roomier than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's
It
not
was
just
big
a
enough for several people.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's not just a little hole.
Yeah, I just get
This
the image
was
like
a-
cartoons or something.
Yeah, no, this was a large hole. It's big enough to fit this desk in.
Okay.
So it went down 40 feet and kind of reminded me of like you know how you go out to the old missile silos, how it's just straight drop, but it's wide.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it is.
Kind of how it looked.
So when he hit the ground, he's very lucky that more serious things didn't happen.
He's absolutely lucky.
And you know, so now, but we've got an issue with homeless individuals. Just and it's not just the homeless. We just have an issue with people stealing other people's stuff.
Well, hopefully this is a wake-up call for this gentleman, because think about it. If he's down there stealing wire, he's feeding a drug addiction.
Yeah.
And if you think about that, if you're at that point in your life where you're willing to do something that stupid to feed your drug addiction, maybe, hopefully that's a wake-up call and say, maybe I need some help. Maybe I need to, you know, maybe the family is now going to, you know, wrangle in, and hopefully this, because clearly that's a drug addiction problem. And that wouldn't have happened if that man wasn't hooked on meth or whatever he's on.
Well, you know, and the other thing is when you watch a lot of TV, you think you can just throw a rope down or a water hose or whatever,
pull 'em on up,
and you can come right back up by yourself. You know, it's pretty gutsy anyway to go down, because he removed the baseboards, he removed everything in
So
there.
he did some work to get in there.
Yes, it wasn't. He just fell into a hole.
Gotcha.
There was some work done there.
It's a covered hole.
Sure.
And you have to remove the boards.
Yeah, they just
around
don't
it.
leave these open holes out here willy-nilly.
No, and especially in this dark shed. But he, the craziest thing to me is you're by yourself. Nobody knows that you're there, and you're going to go 40 feet down into the abyss, pretty much, because if you can't get out and nobody knows you're there, no one would have checked that well.
Right.
You know, that guy would have been dead in the bottom of that well.
Oh, yeah, he would have.
And
They found him when they went to service the well.
Sure. Yeah. Or,
so-
you know, when something starts
Or
smelling
check on
out of there,
something.
then, you know, when he's rotting away, then they're like, maybe we should take a look. Yeah.
Yeah, but out in the country, the smell of rotting
It's
is
everywhere.
natural.
It's kind of,
you know, it's
they think it's a bird or something died in there. Yeah, I
what
get
is
you.
it? Yeah,
And the
but you know,
amazing-
that's the thing that just the drive to get a couple dollars worth of wiring is crazy. How they'll do things like that. We've seen people go to those AM radio towers, and what are those balls on there? The ones that have the electricity.
Those antennas and the microwaves and things out there.
They'll touch that and boom.
What amazes me is you have to give them some credit for being ingenious.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're bright, because if any of us tried to do any of that, it'd probably
I would have never
immediately.
thought to go down that angle to do something like that.
but-
I know.
And not ingenious for thinking of that, but these guys will take copper off of power lines.
Yeah.
if one of us even gets close to it, it would probably kill us.
Yeah, they do.
You know, they do some crazy things.
I just think it's
desperate.
And they're either lucky or they're just
I wouldn't call
gutsy.
it ingenious. I call it
desperation.
just desperate,
Well,
dumb.
it's really the power of these drugs.
just crazy.
really just crazy because
The luck
there's
that they have,
no
you know.
yeah there's and that's it. They're just lucky they haven't been killed up to this point.
I honestly believe that their brain is so rewired that all they care about is feeding that addiction, and so those things in their head don't seem that dangerous. They're like it's a means to an end.
Well, it goes back to
it's just an obsession with electricity.
Yeah, but it goes back to the drug itself making you believe you don't know what's real and what's not real. So
and unfortunately, there's money in these metals, and
some people believe they can fly, and
I think I'm just curious, and and this is, you know, we got the problem that people stealing it, but obviously somebody's buying what they're stealing.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, is that something that you guys? Because I'm sure any reputable business, they see this stuff coming, they call you guys. But
if it's over a certain amount, or if it's a person who shouldn't have access to that type of wiring, they do call us, and we do have a great relationship with the recycling centers and stuff like that.
Is that where they usually try to take it? Is recycling center?
And they'll try to take it. If they can't do it here, they'll go to Artesia, or they'll go somewhere else, you know, and they'll try to sell it there. But what we've learned is there's a good networking, and everybody knows the circle.
Sure.
So they're like, okay, and they start calling saying, hey, did you guys get any theft of wiring or anything? Because some of them will go out and take an entire spool of wire, or go out and hook up to an underground wire and just hook it to their truck and rip the whole thing out of the ground. Yeah. So,
not to mention the thousands of dollars of damage you're doing to these businesses and the money,
and that's it.
Taking them off air or taking them offline.
And they're shut down for a certain amount of time, costing them money.
But no one cares about that aspect.
When you have the outside unit of an air conditioner, and they'll take a $7 piece of copper, but ruin a $7,000 unit for that, busted up getting to it, and you know it's just crazy. But I can tell you, and if you've never been shocked by one of those things out of a TV, or you know those old TVs.
Our engineers call it getting bit.
Yeah, getting bit.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. You got to be pretty gutsy to go in there and get those.
There's a reason why radio engineers are weirdos.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you that.
All of them are weirdos. You know, and engineers in general in general are kind of weirdos. You know, and I think that's part of it. They get bit a lot.
Yeah, I don't deal with nothing electricity. They're like, oh, look, that's 110 or whatever, and they'll show you and they'll touch it, and I'm like, oh no, I don't need nothing like that.
That's too dangerous. I'm gonna be a cop.
Ain't that? Now we're talking about mentality. See? Yeah, crazy mentality.
Which is the smarter.
Sorry, I had to throw it in there. It was just right there.
Hey, that's pretty good. Yeah, there you go.
But I'm kind of curious, you know, as far as other kind of, I mean, unfortunately, you guys see a lot of the, you know, road issues and accidents and things. Has that been still pretty heavy, or is that starting to slow down a little bit? I haven't noticed as much of it.
We're still having it, but it's alcohol related, but texting is a big thing right now. You know, one of the...
That's so scary. I see it every day. I go up and down Main Street, and there's somebody going slower or kind of doing one of these moves, and I go by them, and sure enough, they're sitting there with their head buried in their phone.
You know, with these newer...
And it's not just young people. It's 40, 50-year-olds. It's everybody.
It's everybody.
Yeah.
And the newer cars are really, with the keeping you from going from one lane to the other, probably helps out a lot.
Yeah.
Also, if you go to come up behind somebody real fast, it will stop you. You know, you got a lot of these different things that are
assisted
helping. Assisted driving. So it's come down a little bit, but I can honestly tell you that the number that we are catching in DWIs is up. That's something that we were going to have James talk a little bit about today.
Is that sign of the times too? I mean, you think a little bit people, I mean, the world we live in, people medicate themselves.
Yeah.
And then they go out and decide to have a good dinner or something, and they don't think they're drunk, and here we go.
Yeah.
You know, our average has pretty much been the same every month just for us. So, I mean, they're out there. We're catching.
I just didn't know with You know what I mean? When people have idle time, they get into shenanigans. That's just
Times
the
you
bars.
play a lot.
Yeah. Well, bars have opened back up. You have your restaurants now are opened up, and so people are going out. Like you said, the thing is that when you're sitting there, a lot of your and this isn't against the restaurant business or anything, but they don't have the number of staff, so you sit there longer.
Gotcha.
As you sit there longer, they drink a little more, and or they sit and visit afterwards. Either one, and then when they get in the car, you still feel good. It's alcohol is a creeping thing, you know, and so that's one of those things that you just don't realize it until you're driving down the road and somebody stops you.
I'm curious too, as part of the DUIs and things, is that ratio switched a little bit with seeing more cannabis related impairments and things? Because obviously I know that's a little trickier to tell, but are you seeing an uptick in that where you're seeing more people not so much drunk but high?
You know, and that's just it. We're getting people trained in a ride, and
that's a different animal on detecting that, because that doesn't. A dog can't necessarily, or a breathalyzer doesn't tell you if someone's just high or not. Yeah, they got to do a blood test. But you guys can look at eyes and if they're acting weird. Tongue. You know, that's indicators.
But
it's generally alcohol.
The one thing too is that we also know is that when they do a DWI stop and they do the inventory, they are finding more marijuana. So it's not just the marijuana. There's alcohol use and marijuana or other.
Usually, if someone's abusing it, they're abusing multiple things. The people that are using it for personal or using it for recreation, whatever it is.
So we say if it's your recreational drug,
they're doing it.
Yeah.
Use it at home.
It's intended or whatever.
Stay at home,
legal,
relax,
stay at home,
do whatever.
relax,
So
exactly.
if someone's on influence and it's on drugs, maybe they're high, but usually they're also drunk.
But it goes back to alcohol,
if they're drunk, I mean, if they're pretty intoxicated and they're using marijuana, you're not going to notice that because you're gonna do the breathalyzer, and you're not going to.
And the alcohol symptoms or the alcohol indicators are going to be much more prevalent than the marijuana ones.
Correct.
It goes back to once again what I said a long time ago when marijuana was first legalized for recreational use. The governor legalized the use of marijuana without having a plan of how to sell it legally, not the medical. I'm talking for recreational. And the other thing is how to test for it accurately, because it will show the smallest amount. It just shows positive for marijuana.
Gotcha.
So you can get a DWI on marijuana not even be truly impaired.
Well, and that's if it was in your system,
it's in your system.
Then it shows up positive, but that doesn't mean you're high. It means you smoked weed in the last 30 days.
Yeah, that's right.
Or exposed to it. Yeah. And then, and I don't know, this is where I'm lacking knowledge. Does the marijuana show, like, I hear people eat poppy seed bagels and those kind of things, pop drug tests.
No.
Is that's all?
No. They used to say lemon poppy seed and all these other things.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
And the thing with DWI with marijuana, even if they have it in their system, you're not going just based on what their system is. You're going off the indicators that you're picking up.
Gotcha.
So you have to show the impairment prior to it. So
gotcha.
Just that makes it a little bit.
So they gotta. So basically, you have to. Your testimony is probably the most important thing on a impairment with drugs.
The video and the vehicle.
Exactly. Because at that
tells
point,
the story.
It's when you're seeing people act out of character, and let's face it, I'm guessing. I'm making a joke here, but you probably get less resistance from a pothead versus a drunk. Just saying, just because potheads are different than, you know what I mean? Someone who's high on weed, they usually go with the flow. Hey man, you could probably bribe them with a sandwich to get in the car.
We don't give up sandwiches. Look at us, hey man. We don't give up no sandwiches.
With anything, whether it's marijuana, whether it's alcohol. You know, if you're going to use it, stay home, or make sure that you're within your moderation.
Be responsible, just like you will with anything else you do in your life.
They're both legal. Be responsible. It's those.
It's very clear. Recreational marijuana is intended to be used in your personal area.
Sure.
Not to be driving around smoking it like you would a cigarette or doing any of these things. And the other thing is like I said, probably one of the things that we're seeing more than anything else is the accessibility now to the younger children because it's not being hid in a closet.
Right, it's sitting on a coffee
with a
table.
string down into your wall where you got to pull it out of the wall. You know, it's now setting out where kids are getting into the gummies, young kids, and right now, and I'll tell you the scariest thing, and this is something that goes back to what I was saying about the governor not having a plan in place. Fentanyl is being laced on everything.
That's the scary, dangerous stuff.
You get marijuana and you think that you're only doing the same marijuana that you've always done, and you're dead.
Yeah.
And
then you got someone with an addict mindset, and you
Yes.
tell them there's fentanyl in here. They don't care because it's an end to a goal.
Yeah.
And then they
a new
smoke
experience.
it or experience or shoot it, whatever they do, the same way they would with their heroin, but if it's full of fentanyl and they're taking the same amount, they're overdosing. And they're dying because that fentanyl is much more potent.
Yeah, just the skin absorption is deadly.
Yeah, and the thing of it is and I, you know, we all agree is that you have it's the same as buying alcohol from an alcohol store, buying marijuana from a marijuana dispensary. You know that you're getting
there's regulation
the product,
involved.
You know you're getting the product that's intended. You know it's not laced. You know it's safe. You know it's but when
it'll
you
get you high, but that's all it'll get you.
But when you buy that alcohol from that guy that's making that hooch in the garage, you're not sure what he's making it with.
Sure.
You're not sure what that guy that's home growing, what he's lacing it with.
Yeah.
And so, that's where you have your issues is
I mean, the government gets their money, and that's why it's regular. You know, we look at it as like, that's a great way for the government to get their money taxing everything, which is good. But at the same time,
we saw that
it forces them to make a product that isn't dangerous.
Well, what we know is only the medical marijuana are they making any money. The other is still there's no regulation on it, so there's no taxes being paid on you selling marijuana.
And I think what I hear is they're going to keep the medical, and that's going to be tax free.
Yeah.
And then the recreational is where they're going to hit you with the tax. Yeah.
All I ask, and I'm saying this is, Governor, if you're listening, put some plans in place and open up some dispensaries that are made for this.
Yeah.
So if I catch the average guy with more than a personal use, I can charge them.
Sure.
With something, rather than a $50 fine. It's going to be like alcohol. It's going to be so accessible. The abuse is easy.
Sure.
And the problem is once it gets into the hands of these kids, especially kids, they don't realize that it only takes one beer to put you at DWI at a .02. It also can give them alcohol poisoning faster than it can me and you.
Absolutely.
And, so it's something that, but marijuana is the same way.
There's a reason why children aren't exposed or aren't supposed to be exposed to these things because when you get to be an adult, and you're fully grown and you're in your 20s and 30s, your body is done developing and brain's done, you know what I mean? When you hit that point, and then you choose to have a drink or have a cigarette, a marijuana cigarette, or whatever, you want to do there, gummy or whatever it is, you're an adult with a fully developed brain. You're not going to be causing as much damage to the system as you would if you're a 16, 15, 14, 18-year-old kid drinking beer and that you do that because your brain is still developing. Your brain is still making its final stages to be a fully mature brain here.
Right.
And so by you interjecting those things in at an early age, I would guess, I don't know about studies, I would guess your addiction rates are going to be higher, because your brain is not fully developed there. And then, of course, we know addiction properties are hereditary. So if you've got a family history of this, then guess what? Ours are pretty good. You're more susceptible to get hooked on that first time than someone who doesn't have that.
Well, that's why they have these regulations for age, 21 and older for alcohol.
That's why it's important.
And the age
it's not just to be mean.
For medical marijuana the same way.
To protect you while you're developing. Then when you're an adult, screw it up on you, that's on you.
No,
but
and
until we get a kid, we need to make sure you're not doing that.
And we've seen the effects of it helping people, adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's one of the things that you got to know is when these younger kids, like you said, they're not developed to the point of understanding consequences. So they're more of a daredevil.
Sure.
They're more of saying, you know what? Well, they keep chugging. Where me and you, this is why the military loves 18-year-olds. Because when they say, take that hill.
We're indestructible.
They run to that hill knowing people are still shooting at them. People my age are like, call in the Air Force, man. Bomb that thing. Yeah, bomb it. We're not going to run to that hill.
Absolutely.
You know, so
we're fearless and young.
Yeah.
When we're young and you got the whole world ahead of you, you don't know what the concept of death.
I was a kid. I'd run full speed, jump off my house, and not be injured at all. Now I stand on the edge of my tailgate looking at the ground like that.
Right. You're like
barely,
shoes untied. You're like, I'll get it later.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm like that. Do I need to sit down and my feet are just this far from the ground? And I'm like that. Okay, now.
You know, we've reached an age, and I'm gonna tell on us real quick. We've reached an age, and I'm not pointing anybody out at this table because there's one at every
I got a feeling all of us around the same age of dirt
now
chewing
have
here.
slip-on shoes and Velcro shoes that we said we never own.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're simple and they're a lot easier.
My favorite pair of shoes right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Ain't a tie on it, a Velcro. Boom.
That also comes with having this belly.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
if you can't see your feet, then you don't care.
Yeah, you don't care.
Velcro, you just got to
Do I
get
even
close.
have shoes on? Yeah,
Don't matter.
Yeah, don't matter. Yeah, so.
Let's just step on a Lego. You don't care.
But yeah, that's where as you're older, you understand consequences, and you also understand it takes longer for your body to heal.
Yeah.
Where with these young kids, they don't understand that, and they put themselves in more of a daredevil situation, and they're so easily influenced to do more than what they should. And so that's where we see deadly things happen and the loss of life.
Because they think, I'll get through it. It's not going to happen to me, and then it happens.
It happens.
Or they don't understand the effects of what their body can take in.
Sure.
And it's kind of like that person that is drinking and they're having a good time, and it doesn't hit them until they walk outside and the cold air hits them. And then they're like, whoa.
And then peer pressure is a big thing in that younger community. I mean, you get to a party or whatever, and someone's a little apprehensive to drink, and then go.
Right.
Next, someone who intended not to drink that end up drinking food poison or alcohol poisoning themselves because peer pressure and all that. That's real. That was real when we were kids. It's real now. It is.
And you know that, and the information that we pass out about kids doing crazy things and all that education has been going on forever. I just was watching an older movie, and it talks about the young versus the old mentality, and it was colors, and it says we're gonna walk down rather than run down.
Oh, I know the joke.
Yeah,
the bulls. Yeah, I know about the bulls.
Yeah, so
the young cow and the bull. I know all
that's
that.
right. So it's been around forever, and but the one thing is you can't teach that. You can't teach experience to somebody.
Sure.
You have to. They have to experience.
They have to do it.
They have to earn it.
You just hope they caught a bit of it, and maybe when they're faced with these decisions, some of what you told them rings true to them, and they hope to make the right decision.
That's right.
And learn from your mistake. You know what I mean?
Hot.
Well,
What?
and on the education side, just so people know, COVID's cleared up, and we've got our guys out there, and we're going to be full speed out
Thanks
there.
to the war on Russia, COVID doesn't exist anymore.
That's exactly right.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing how that happens? Right?
No one cares about masks.
But the price of fuel has skyrocketed.
Yeah, that's where that's something else to complain
that's
about.
because Biden shut down all of our
that's a
gas
whole
lines.
other
So that's
thing.
a whole different
We
thing.
were all talking about we're going to have
That
the
could have
most
been avoided.
muscular legs around because we're all getting bicycles.
I was about to say you could have started a bike unit. Maybe.
Well, I'm going to tell you, we probably should.
Only if y'all wear short shorts. If y'all get out there on bikes and short shorts.
Can't do the Reno 911.
I can picture Charles with the cowboy hat, the vest, and short shorts.
You don't want to picture that.
you don't want to
I kind of do, Charles. I kind of do.
Be
That
like
would not sit well. You would have nightmares.
be like a gorilla. Be like a gorilla.
I think James can pull it off. I think he can do the shorts and the
He actually
dangle.
should be a bicycle.
I think he can do the dangle move and get the tight shorty shorts.
Well, he's already Farva.
Wow, that's a jump.
That's what everybody believes if you watch that movie, you're going to see Super Troopers.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
Remember.
So 1 and 2, they're both funny.
That's right. Just remember that.
And the Reno 911's the other.
Yeah.
Did you see the new one on? It came out like around Christmas time on Paramount Plus.
I've seen that.
Yeah, they go after QAnon. They're searching for QAnon.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. It's just like it's equally ridiculous. Yeah. And matter of fact, it's like all of the Reno 911, like the early ones, like
They combined them all.
every cop that's ever been in the Reno 911 is in that movie. It's pretty funny. So you got different generations of the cast, and of course Dangle and all of them are doing. Like 2 minutes into the movie, they're about to float away on a balloon and a bike and everything.
Well,
now I'm curious. Before we get into this, how much of that Like, I look at WKRP and I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of stuff in that's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
How many of the jokes in Reno 911 hit close to home? Just out of curious.
Let me tell you right now.
We'll plead the fifth.
I was just curious. Like, sometimes I look in those meetings, I'm like, how much is real?
You got people who've been police officers that have, and all of us do actually.
Yeah.
You have a sense of humor about you, and they just take that sense of humor and then they amplify it.
Yeah.
And some of it is blown a lot bigger, but really and truly the base of it is there.
Sure.
So that's how it is.
It's funny because it's based on some actual events and maybe over the top or over exaggerated. But there is that guy that kind of was thinking or acting or doing some of those things. You're like, it's funny because it's kind of true.
But let me tell you who the worst one you don't want when you come into briefing. You just hope to God your day's not in the barrel, because everybody around you is there. It's constantly just joking and picking on you or on everybody. And
so,
but
that's kind of the brotherhood and sisterhood of being on. It's no
really
different in the military.
I can think of my brother, but no one else.
You bust your chops, you bust each other's chop, but dang it, someone else on the outside does it. You're coming full force at it.
And I believe that in this career field, just like any other career field, you have to make light of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to...
It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah, it really is a coping mechanism. And I tell you what, I love it. I like to go in there and see everybody just having a good time and picking on one another and doing whatever, because it's nothing more than just being fun.
Well, it's the human side of law enforcement. And in the world we've lived in for the last couple of years, and the animosity and everything else, and the whole defund the police mindset, which thank God that seems to be dying away.
Yeah,
finally people coming to their senses. But what I mean is seeing the human side of law enforcement officers really, I think, is the best way to derail some of that talk when they realize that's another human being who's got a life just like you do, trying to get through their life on the other side of that equation. Yeah. And then and when you understand why these actions or questions or commands are being given to you, then we can avoid all of the other stuff. And we can settle in court. If you've got a legit beef, that's why we have courts. That's why it's not the time at the crime scene.
We don't argue on the side of the road
to litigate the case. That's not. You know what I mean.
And we're basing everything that we do on probable cause.
Yeah. Right.
When you get to court, it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
So you have the ability to come in and defend your case. You're not guilty just because you walk into the courtroom.
Sure. Right.
It's just saying that this is what we observed. Now you come in and explain why we observed that.
Sure.
And then once it's all said and done, if the jury or the judge believes that beyond a reasonable doubt, you are innocent or guilty, that's the way they go.
And just pull back a curtain here, the job that James is hoping to obtain on the judge side, and that's where the judge discretion comes in, because that's where it really turns into punishment versus treatment. Where you sit down with him and say, this kid just did some dumb things. We're not going to lock him up. We're going to educate him or get him to a point where it's like, this is, to learn from this versus be punished for this, versus someone who's been down this road, has been sitting in front of a judge 50, 100 times already. As soon as they go to jail, they're out within weeks, months, days, and back doing the same stuff. Those people we want to punish and lock up, or
You know, if they're drug related stuff, let's make. Sometimes getting them in jail is the best. The best thing for an addict.
That's
is
some of the
jail
best
time.
rehab.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and this is what we learned through our entire career.
Yeah.
This is what we train for. This is You know, we have this ability through our entire career.
But as police officers, you kind of have to be judges and a different.
You do.
Not
Correct.
to be sensing, but also determine whether this person needs to be booked or to be treated. And what I mean by that, and sometimes it's the same thing.
Oh, there's plenty of times we've made that decision on there. You know, now there's some things you don't have a choice, but you're going to go to jail. There's other things that we say, okay, this is a family-based issue. What can we do to help you get some treatment? Or if this is a drug addiction, can we get you to some kind of counseling? But when your actions hurt somebody else, there's no choice but to take you to jail.
Then jail. When your problems impact another person and their ability to live their lives, then it's time for you to be punished.
Well, and that's exactly what we talk about, and that's one of the things that we've talked with James, and James has talked to us about. Being in the judge position, the best thing that's going to help him out is, one, he's got a family.
Right.
He's got kids. He knows he's he's lived life. Plus, he's also been on this side of it. So you know both sides. And when you come into this, you can say, you know what? I understand life.
Yeah.
Because you got to judge it not based on being a policeman or being a family man. You need to base it on what the law says, but also on personal experience can also apply.
It's black and white and a lot of gray in between.
It's a lot of gray.
The law is black and white, but how you apply the law is very gray sometimes.
You remember the good old Dragnet? Just the facts. We go off the facts where the fact finders and the judges look at the facts.
Yeah.
But there's got to be compassion.
And that's exactly.
There's got to be compassion.
And that's what you learn
Gotta be some empathy.
over your entire career.
Sure. But you know,
everything you do in life. You learn
absolutely.
that. You learn
So one of the things that I also wanted to say is...
Yeah, we got about 2 minutes before we got to go.
I just wanted to say this. Right now, you know, we're working great with the other law enforcement agencies. We've got things that are going on right now. My detectives are working with the FBI. They're working with the Roswell Police Department, State Police. We're doing a lot of things together, and I just want to make sure, you know, that everybody understands we are working great together as a team. One of the things you seen on Facebook yesterday was a Hagerman police officer was assisting us.
I did see that, yeah. I'm glad you mentioned. I caught that this morning.
Was backed into, you know, and while the person's trying to get out of there, they back into the unit. So I just want everybody to know the law enforcement agencies around here, Dexter, Hagerman, Lake Arthur, Roswell PD, State Police, us, Mounted Patrol, couldn't do a lot of things without those guys.
Yep.
So, you know, we're all working great together.
Even the federal authorities,
The
too.
federal authorities.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you right now.
We've been in contact with them a lot lately.
And that's how all this stuff went on getting that guy out of Mexico. Our FBI here is working great with those authorities over there, and we can call them and say, hey, this is what we've got going on, and they can get things done that we don't have the ability to.
They can make the phone calls.
So we've been doing it has just been amazing to watch everybody working together. And, you know, we work calls within the city of Roswell, Dexter, Hagerman, Lake Arthur, down in the Duncan. It doesn't matter. We're
outside the county.
Outside the county.
Absolutely.
Went and helped Portales here just recently with a warrant round up there. So everybody is working good together. And it really has improved more than I can honestly tell you, you know, over the last couple of years that it's been a good thing.
We're out of time. Dang it. How's staffing real quick?
So we're still 7 or 8 down.
We are 7 down at this time. If you're interested in applying, go online, go to the Chaves County website. You can apply online, submit your application online. Please be patient. It takes approximately 7 to 10 days for me to receive it from HR. But once I receive it, I'll review it, and then I will contact you. If you've submitted your application already and I haven't contacted you, it's simply because I am in the process of putting together the list so that we can get the testing completed. And there are 2 parts. There's physical testing and written testing. If you have any questions about becoming a sheriff's deputy, you can contact us 624-6500, or you can call me directly. I do the interviews and the hiring process. And my extension is 624-6610.
Very good.
And
Come be
I'll
a part of
answer
the
any
family.
questions. Absolutely.
It's a hard job, but a great job.
And while
Absolutely.
we're
Yep.
talking about that, I just want to say this: follow the Chaves County Sheriff's Office Facebook page.
Absolutely.
And we're coming up into a time of spring break. I want everybody to be safe.
Be careful.
We are going to be out there in
Idle time.
force. Yes, we're going to be out there in force.
He's going to be.
We're looking for
Absolutely.
underage.
Guys. That's right.
We're looking for underage drinking. We're looking for out of control drinking. We're looking for DWIs. We're looking for anybody who plans on targeting an individual and making them a victim of a crime. We are hunting you down. So just know that. And this next week, we have teams out there that are going to find you, and you may spend your spring break in jail.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So be smart. Don't do it.
smart.
If you're underage.
Be smart and enjoy spring break.
Yeah, enjoy your spring break.
Don't abuse it.
And if you're an adult, do it responsibly, and certainly don't contribute to underage drinking or underage drug use.
Go outside, throw a football, or play your video games.
Absolutely. Be responsible with your stuff.
And hopefully we have good weather.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be good. It's supposed to be 70, 80s all week. So.
It already is.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It's another sign of just how pervasive inflation is on all levels of the U.S. economy. The Labor Department says inflation at the wholesale level shot up 10% last month compared to a year ago. Russia stepping up its assaults on Kiev.
Shortly before dawn, large explosions thundered across the capital from what Ukrainian authorities say was artillery strikes, the shelling igniting a huge fire and a frantic rescue effort in a 15-story apartment building. At least one person was killed and others remain trapped inside. Shockwaves from an explosion also damaged the entry to a downtown subway station.
Correspondent Charles De Ledesma. The bombardment not limited to the Ukrainian capital, residential targets being hit all across the country. President Zelensky says there have been dozens of civilian deaths. The Ukrainian leader will address the U.S. Congress, a virtual address, tomorrow. The United States warns China against supporting Russia in the Ukrainian invasion.
Moscow denies it has asked China for military assistance in the war, but U.S. officials believe China has signaled a willingness to help. And the Biden administration is putting Beijing on notice.
Should they provide military or other assistance that, of course, violates sanctions or supports the war effort, that there will be significant consequences.
But White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki declined to say whether the U.S. believes China has already provided the Russians with support. Greg Clugston, the White House.
China's COVID-19 caseload more than doubled today from yesterday. The country is facing by far its biggest outbreak since the early days of the coronavirus pandemic. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 256 points. The NASDAQ ahead 131 points, and the S&P is better by 36. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What if I told you your home movies are already past their prime? It's true. The magnetic tape used in VHS and camcorder tapes only lasts between 10 to 20 years, which means your baby's first steps, weddings, and family vacations are fading away as we speak. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box stops this fading process in its tracks. And by preserving your recordings, they're safe forever. Legacy Box is simply the best way to preserve your past, which is why they've been trusted by over 1 million families. Your memories are meant to be shared, not chewed up by the VCR or worn away with time. For a limited time, you can convert your tapes to digital for just $9 a tape. There's never been a better time to convert your entire collection. That includes film reels and photos too. Visit legacybox.com/lbox to get our $9 sale. That's legacybox.com/lbox to unlock our $9 offer. legacybox.com/lbox.
Air travel disrupted across Germany again today as security personnel at several airports in the country staged walkouts demanding higher pay. Numerous flights have been canceled at Frankfurt's airport because of the strike organized by the workers' union. Starting at 2 a.m., employees of the cargo and passenger controls at Germany's largest airport stopped working. Only passengers with layovers were able to go through the security checkpoints in Frankfurt. The airport's operators urging all travelers hoping to board in Frankfurt not to travel to the airport. Israeli forces killed 2 Palestinians, wounded several others during separate raids in the West Bank. That, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. Israel's border police says its forces came under attack while arresting suspected terrorists. The health ministry says a 16-year-old was shot and killed, and 3 other Palestinians were wounded in a raid in a refugee camp in the northern West Bank city of Nablus. Townhall.com. Midwest poultry farmers are on edge.
The Agriculture Department says bird flu has been confirmed in a commercial chicken operation in Wisconsin. State animal health officials have quarantined the property in southern Wisconsin's Jefferson County, about 50 miles west of Milwaukee. The USDA says all chickens in the flock will be destroyed and will not enter the food system. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said the recent bird flu detections do not present an immediate public health concern. Keith Peters reporting.
Muslim students in a southern Indian state have found themselves at the center of a debate over hijab bans in schools. In question is a place of Islamic head coverings in the Hindu majority but constitutionally secular country. The issue has become a flashpoint for the battle over the rights of Muslims who fear they are being shunted aside in the country as a minority. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters. Right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you're having a good one so far.
Yeah.
Enjoying your spring break for those that are on it this week.
Spring break.
Yeah.
What a concept.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, I understand. Teachers' jobs are incredibly hard.
Yes.
And I'm not taking anything away from them.
Yes.
Man, that week off. That's sweet, man.
You just want a week off.
But here's the thing. Teachers are, by nature, I know your wife is like this too. By nature, just they do 16 things at the same time. They constantly keep plates spinning. They have to keep reporting on things. They have to keep files on every single one of their kids. When they get some time off, it's almost like the Ricky Bobby situation. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Or it's the opposite, and they just vegetate, and it's like, I don't want 16 things to do. I don't want one thing to do, and so I guess it depends. And then, but you're right. Usually that's short-lived, and then they get bored and get into other things. So yeah, I get that.
Your mind wanders. You know, you start to like think about things. I'm not going to get into specific details, but I heard I eavesdrop a lot in this office. I heard a conversation yesterday wherein it was just there was a rather interesting exchange that happened. Like I said, no spoilers, but
yeah.
I was just trying to dance on the edge of it. It's like, so, you know, sometimes you get bored.
Idle hands want to spend money.
It happens. You said it, not me. I wasn't going to say it. It's just sometimes, you know, you're bored and you think, well, I have this credit card and I haven't used it in a long time. You don't build your credit by not using your credit card.
No, it's funny. It's just purchases and things. You get to to window shop.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, we should no.
I don't think we should. Take the stuff we have now, and there's so like there's like 68,000 series streaming right now. And you ask anybody, they're like, oh, you should watch this, and this. Everybody's got 4 or 5 recommendations, so you shouldn't be at a lack of anything to do.
Unless I'm involved, she doesn't stream.
In fairness, I have a hard time, and this is a me problem.
Yeah.
I have a hard time starting a series.
Yeah.
Like, I have to know that I'm going to really, really enjoy it.
Yeah. But I'm also a person that loves to just get on there and be like, let me see what's on. I never, and I don't know anyone that hits the just play something button. I'm never, ever.
Yeah, that's okay. I have a friend who's kind of like that.
Yeah.
In that they can almost find joy in pretty much anything that's on.
Okay. I'm not like that.
Right.
But I don't mind checking something out that I haven't heard of, or I just look at something and I'm like, oh, that looks like an interesting subject. You know, that's how I end up stumbling upon a lot of documentaries and stuff. But
first episodes of anything are almost always like
it's a setup. It's a setup.
One of my favorite shows of all time by far is Breaking Bad. Still to this day, I hate that first episode. Hate it.
Yeah.
It's painful to go back and watch. Same thing with Walking Dead. I've tried to start the series Walking Dead with that first episode 3 separate times.
Oh, really?
It didn't.
It gets so much better later.
I know. And eventually,
but then it gets worse.
Eventually, I got into it. I jumped in at a later season, because I started watching it with somebody who was already into the show. So I caught several episodes of one season.
See, to me, those first 2 seasons do a great job of building the
universe
team and building and creating the bonds and the relationships, and that's when you start rooting for the characters or hating certain characters. You know, you kind of, and so those first 2 seasons really kind of build that establishment of, because the way the show started, they don't really explain why it happens, how it happens.
It just jumps in.
Yeah. And now, since they've expanded the universe, they've done like Fear the Walking Dead that kind of addresses how it happened, so forth. But so really, it's going from people that aren't just normal, everyday, Joes and Janes living their lives, to now in survival mode because there's a zombie apocalypse. And so you're getting people that aren't, they're just people. They're not trained militants or any, survival skills and things like that. So for this group of people that aren't really hard to get hard in those 2 years is kind of interesting to watch to me. I kind of like that. And so it makes the rest of the series that much better because you rode that journey with them. And so when they hit some of the crazy diabolical stuff later in the series, which that show's like that, you think they oh my goodness, and then they get through that, and then something just worse comes along, and it's like, how could But
that's almost exactly how I felt about the show Weeds.
Yeah, Weeds got really out there.
But that's the thing is they kept re-looping so hard. It was like a sea dragon ride, and it kept going so hard that eventually it went kamikaze.
Yeah,
they were upside down.
But some of it you can buy into because it really is an experiment on people in society when there isn't really a ruling entity involved per se, and so people kind of form their little factions. They start their own little things, and that's really what the Walking Dead universe turns into, especially the later seasons. It's not so much about zombies.
Right.
It's about people
in the relationships.
Civilization surviving in a post-apocalyptic world, So that's... But anyway,
but almost every time I've had like a series that I really like that I wanted to get other people into, I've always said, get through the first season. Just get through the first season, and you'll love it.
Yeah,
like that's I always almost feel like I have to preface everything I recommend by hold on, you're not going to like it at first.
Yeah. Well, Walking Dead, it's all zombies first, and then it's less about the zombies. They're always there. Don't get me wrong, because that's what they do. Yeah. But like when they were
zombies gonna zomb,
like the first season or 2, it's like something to be scared of, and then unless it's a horde of them later, no one really cares. Ones or twosies, they just kind of all right, whatever. Hey, and then Hey, so what are you doing tomorrow?
Right. Yeah, because they've leveled up to boss level now.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of interesting. Let me give you the rundown. We're going to call Donna Oracion with Eastern New Mexico University Roswell here in just a few.
What are you going to call her?
Going to call her Donna Oracion from Eastern New Mexico.
That's a good call.
We're going to call her on the telly and get her. Of course, they're in spring break this week, but we'll get an update from what's happening over there. Later on the other side of news, we'll have the folks in the Chaves County Extension Office join us, give us an update on what's happening over there as well. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over eastern New Mexico today, and that gives us fair weather. Could be a little bit breezy in the afternoon. Low to mid 70s on our high, and we should get sunshine. Overnight, clear and mid 30s, and then we warm up a little bit tomorrow. Sunshine, and we'll hit the low 80s, a little bit breezy, and then mostly sunny on Thursday, mid to upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 36 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 42%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. Looking at mid-70s today, 74 and sunny. Winds will be out of the north 5 to 15 miles per hour, shifting to the south later today. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 36 degrees. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For you Wednesday, we'll be in the 80s tomorrow. Sunny, 84 for a high. Northwest winds 5 to 10 early. Southwest 10 to 15 for tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 44. Southwest winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. For your Thursday, we are looking at a 20% chance of rain. 80% chance it won't rain, but there is a chance. Mostly sunny, high of 61. So a little cooler on Thursday. Breezy as well with north winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. Friday, mostly sunny, highs around 64. And then warming up for your weekend on Saturday, we're looking at sunny skies, highs mid-70s, 76. And then back up to around 80 on Sunday, but it is going to be breezy under sunny skies there. All right, it is 8:15. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then on the other side, we'll talk to Donna Oracion with Eastern New Mexico University Roswell. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
If your tires are flat, need your car fixed, our reviews are better than mixed at Big O. At Big O Tires. We do the job fast and with a smile. Whatever the problem, we go the extra mile at Big O. At Big O Tires. Trusted service, no need to lie. Hop online, our reviews are high at Big O. At Big O Tires. Unbeatable service in all our stores, and that's why we get such high scores at Big O. At Big O Tires.
You can trust the team at Big O Tires for great service and even better deals. Come in today and save up to $100 instantly on select in-stock sets of Cooper, Nitto, and Pirelli brand tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra, required on all 4 tires. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. Not valid with other offers. Valid at participating locations. Expires 3/27/2022.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Our tomato plants and pepper plants are ready to go. If you plant them now, you might have homegrown tomatoes and peppers before anyone else, or the frost might kill them. As Clint Eastwood would say, do you feel lucky? You'll either be the smartest gardener in the county, or you'll get to replant them all over again. I say go for it. You'll get more practice and we'll get more business. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, and I apologize to William Shakespeare.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Get Second Amendment savings now through the end of March at LGS Guns & Ammo. The authority for everything guns and ammo in Southeast New Mexico is having their annual high-caliber tax refund sale. Save up to 15% on all accessories, 10% on all guns store-wide, and 15% off all Liberty safes. The annual high-caliber tax refund sale is on now at LGS Guns and Ammo, Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammunition, across from Target and Roswell, and at 109 North Del Paso in Hobbs.
The Valley Cafe is now open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Located inside the 180 Youth Building across from Church on the Move on Brasher in Roswell. Enjoy soups, salads, sandwiches, burgers, and more. Try one of their signature creations like the sweet and spicy burger with honey jalapeno bacon barbecue sauce, the chicken cordon bleu soup, Chef Anthony Noble's fried avocados, and the Smotherman burger with creamy green chili sauce. Or swing by for coffee or breakfast burritos on your way to work. The all-new Valley Cafe, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or even a snack after school. Don't feel like leaving home? Order takeout from DoorDash.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main, or call 622-4455.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. It's considered good luck in Japan when a sumo wrestler makes your baby cry. But who gets the good luck, the sumo wrestler or the baby? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us on the phone this morning from Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell, Donna Oracion back with us. Good morning, Donna.
Good morning, Mike.
How are you doing today?
Oh, fine. How are you doing?
Doing good. I know the college, the students and everything are enjoying spring break this week, but but I guess most of the staff still on hand doing their thing, I guess, or at least the admin side of things.
Right. We have our campus open during spring break, so all our main operations are still going, but our faculty and students do get the week off. So there are some staff that also take spring break, but for the most part, we're open and
good deal.
And business as usual.
So if you need to go see a advisor or something, or what about the library and stuff like that? Are they open this week, or is that all closed?
We have a student success center, but there is staff in there. But again, with students for the most part gone, there really is not much activity there as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's pretty quiet.
Well, that's what spring break for, is to enjoy. So enjoy it.
That's right. We deserve it.
Very good. Now, I know just because it is a little quiet on the campus this week doesn't mean it's quiet on what's happening out there. I know you guys are gearing up with a lot of stuff here. Of course, the foundation's got their big golf tournament. I mean, there's a lot going on here, even though it is spring break this week.
Right. And one thing I did want to mention that, a lot of people don't realize, we do have a second 8-week set of courses that we do offer. Our semester is 16 weeks, but at the halfway point, we do offer a limited number of courses that are available for people that are really wanting to get a class in and don't have the 16 weeks to spend. But the 8-week course is condensed, so it is still a challenge, but it is something that works for some people. So they are accelerated. So the content of 16 weeks is condensed into 8.
Okay.
So we really want students to know that they need to be self-motivated and have excellent time management skills. So we have a variety of courses that are available, and the classes do start March 21st.
Okay.
So that would be next Monday.
Yeah.
So I'll just give you a quick, there's Intro to Computers, Outlook and Office Procedures, PowerPoint, Records Management, Interpersonal Communication, Basic Life Support, Building Construction for Firefighters, Principle of Emergency Services, United States History 1, Alcohol and Drug Counseling, and that is for our Human Services Program, and then Workplace Safety.
Okay.
So, again, you'll find these on the website if you go to the class schedule, and if you go to the spring 2022, and you'll see the courses listing on the side. Instead of saying full term, it will say second 8-week course, and so they'll start date of March 21st, and so you can see those. And the majority are online as well. The Intro to Computers is in person, and that's Mondays and Wednesdays, and that's from 8:30 to 9:45 each morning.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably hard to.
That would be a great place to start. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably hard to do remote learning on a computer when you don't know the basics of computers. So.
Exactly. So that one does need to be in person. So yes. So if you're interested in just learning very, very basics on intro to computers, that would be a great class to take. And we have a PowerPoint class that's online, and again, PowerPoint is something that a lot of people use in their workplace, use for presentations, lots of things. So again, just wanted to let people know we do have a limited number of courses that you can take in 8 weeks.
Yeah,
so,
and I want to throw out there, too, that these courses aren't just for people pursuing degree plans. I mean, obviously, if you're trying to achieve a degree and all that, yeah, and especially if it's, because it sounds like there's some general classes that, regardless of your degree plan, you're going to need to have for some of these 8 weeks. And then there's also some that are very specialized to jobs and degree plans here. But my point is say you're a senior and, the way of the world now is to, get online and meet everybody. And so, but, if you have family and stuff out of town and you're, having trouble navigating computer stuff, shoot, take a class, take this 8-week course, just to learn the computer better. So now you can go home and work your own computer and see your grandkids and do all the things that people do online that you now have. I mean, you can take these classes not just to meet a need for a degree plan. If you're doing it for personal enrichment, or perhaps you're trying to get a leg up on a job you already have and you can use some additional training, signing up and taking a class or two, or just to complete a not necessarily a degree plan, but a letter or something like that. These are all options too. It's not extenuating education isn't always just about getting an associate's or a bachelor's degree.
Right, and that's the beauty of our community colleges, that we are available to everyone, no matter what your skill level or no matter what point in your learning process you're starting. So we're really open to everyone.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We want to encourage people to come out and see us. Our campus is fully open, and our fall and summer class registration will start April 3rd. So that's, again, just around the corner. So if you want to get ready for that, you can speak with an advisor or that sort of thing. That's always a good time.
Is spring break usually a good time to talk to advisors and stuff? Usually a little quieter for that kind of thing, or?
Yeah, it is quieter. We do have advisors on staff during spring break.
Okay.
So yeah.
So if you kind of want to do it at a less rushed pace, like a couple weeks when everybody and their uncle is starting to sign up at the same time, that come this week, get down there, we can sit down and relax a little bit, talk, and really get a chance to sit down with the advisors and create that path, whatever that direction you're trying to take it. They can help you do that, and it's when you try to do that sometimes, which they do, don't get me wrong, but when you're trying to do it like right when everyone's registering for classes, it's just a more busy, stressful time, and the advisors have more people they've got to work with. So times like this where it's a little quieter and you need a little bit maybe more specialized attention, like you're trying to figure out what you want to do, these are the weeks to go visit and talk with them, because they can really lay down all the options and talk to you and maybe give you paths that you haven't thought of yet, or you have an end game but you're not sure how to achieve it. The advisors are very good at helping you achieve those paths. So when you do it weeks like this, you get kind of a little more sit down time. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say, Donna?
Yes, exactly.
It's not as rushed.
Exactly. And if you're wanting to make an appointment, you can call 575-624-7294, or if you just go on our website, roswell.enmu.edu, that information is right on the homepage. So we're open 7:30 to 6 Monday through Thursday, and 8 to noon on Friday.
Very good.
Regular hours.
Good deal. Or any of the golf tournament, all that stuff? Is there still more to be done there, or is that all pretty much?
Well, we're pretty much full with teams at the moment.
Okay.
So our golf tournament, that's April 9th at the NMMI Golf Course. So we've had a great response from the community. We have a great number of corporate sponsors and a couple of event sponsors. So with those sponsorships comes teams, and so we have a limited number of teams that we can accommodate on the course. It's just a more tournament. So right now we are full with teams. We may have some some people that change, that sort of thing. So if you're interested in being on a team, you'd be put on a wait list at the moment.
Okay.
But we're still accepting whole sponsorships.
Okay.
And if anyone has a particular prize or something they'd like to highlight their business or anything and just support the foundation that way with an in-kind kind of gift, that would be great. You can give me a call, 247-403, or Craig Collins, and he's at 624-7304. And again, we have a flyer on our website for that as well.
Very good.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We also have mentioned this last time, a couple of community workshops that we have coming up. April 9th, we have Exploring MIG Welding. It's also April 8th and 9th. And that's just a very basic intro to welding and learning how to weld and the safety issues involving welding. And then we have a Make Watering Your Garden Easy, and that's April 30th. And that's just learning how to set up your own irrigation system, a very simple irrigation system for your garden, and that way you don't have to worry about standing there and watering it every morning and afternoon when we get into the heat of the summer months. So those are two community workshops we're doing. You can contact our Center for Workforce and Community Development for that. Vicki Thomas can sign you up at 624-7164. The welding class is $115 per person. It's a 2-day class, and again, that's for materials. And you also get to do a project that you can take home with that as well. And then the gardening class is $49 a person. And again, that just gives you just a kind of a good investment, some kind of leisure activity, things you might want to get introduced to with some of our community workshops. And we hope to do more in the future as well. This is kind of our first foray into starting those back up again. So we're really excited.
That's great, because you could really do, like you said, you can use this to learn a new hobby if you want to, or just something that, or things like welding and stuff. If you take to it like a duck to water kind of thing, maybe you decide, hey, this workshop showed me that maybe I should pursue a career in welding and go back and go for a welding degree plan or something like. And it turns out if you like it, there's not a lot of broke welders out there. Just telling you, welders
they make very good money, and they're very, very much in demand. There's so many industries that require good welders. Yeah.
But like gardening too. I mean, I think the trend of the world is, especially when we look at COVID and supply and demand, people are like, well, maybe I should start growing my own vegetables, or at least start that idea up, but you're like, I don't know the first thing about growing stuff, and take this workshop, and next thing you know, you've got maybe some herbs or something started, and you've got a pathway to a new hobby here, where you've got, next thing you know, a good hunk of your backyard sectioned off for planting corn and squash and all kinds of stuff back there. You never know.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or flowers, if that's your thing.
Yeah, and with our welding program, we have remodeled our welding and automotive facility, and that's close to completion. So we'll be doing a kind of a grand opening ribbon cutting sometime next month for that facility. So we'll have some brand new facilities for our welding and auto tech program.
Okay, so will it be summer or fall that the first full classes will be utilizing those facilities?
I believe it might be the summer for welding. I'm not sure for automotive, because it's quite a bit of equipment to move back.
Gotcha. Might takes a little longer.
So I'm fairly sure that the automotive will start in the fall, but we'll know in advance about that. But we're really excited to have that area open. So we're looking forward to that.
And of course, big thank you to your partners that have helped you guys kind of keep doing those programs and stuff outside of the campus. The Crumlin and the others out there.
And yes, Crumlin has been very supportive with our automotive welding, our automotive technology program. So we've up in an off-site location right across from the Crumlin facility. So we're really grateful for the space and the support we've received from them. Yes, exactly.
Good deal. Excellent. What else? Yes.
Whenever that we've got coming up, I know I'm trying to fit it all in, talking over you, but we have an Explore Eastern event again coming up, and that is for our high school seniors in the area.
Okay.
So we haven't been able to do this for the past couple of years, so we're excited to bring those students to campus for, basically it's an extensive tour of our campus. Okay. Some information just about what's available at E&M Roswell. It's the high school seniors are still not sure where they want to go where they pursue their college education.
Sure.
We'll have lunch and bus transportation. We have we're giving two full ride scholarships to people, and then we're giving away a new laptop computer.
Nice.
You can sign up with your high school counselor, and that's April 28th, and that's from 9:30 to 12:30.
Okay.
And again, it's a really good introduction to the campus. It's, as I said, not being out there, if you've only been to a certain building or something like that, you can meet some of our faculty, some of our staff, and just get a good feel for what the campus would be like if you started out there in the fall. So
nice.
And it's really geared toward high school seniors. There may be some juniors that attend as well, but any high school student in the area is welcome to come.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna, for the bus and all that, is it just the Roswell schools or Dexter Hagerman? Are they going to have buses from there too?
There should be from all the schools, from the Valley School as well, right.
Okay.
So, again, check with your high school counselor. You can also call our new student relations office on campus, and they can get you the information you need.
Very
so
good.
we're really looking forward to hosting those students on our campus again.
And like you mentioned earlier, even if you kind of know where you're headed already, sign up for this and see what's available at Eastern New Mexico University Roswell. It's a great benefit. I know for your students, your children, most of them are in school right now. So when your kids, this really, even if they're like, oh, well, I'm going to go to whatever, insert college or in their head. Have them sign up and take a look at this thing and see how much, because you never know. They might find out that they can achieve the same goals for half the price and half the resources that they intended to initially here. And I don't care who you are. If you want to find a way to get the same quality for less money, who's not going to be interested in that? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And, we always remind students and parents listening that we do have a general common core of classes that all universities and colleges in New Mexico follow. So getting those general education courses completed through our campus is the same as any other campus.
Absolutely.
So if you take a semester or a year or 2 years and get your associate degree, again, you'll save money, you can stay close to home, and it's a great way to start small, and our students really do succeed when they start in smaller classrooms. The instructors know you. If you had any issues, you needed some tutoring.
Yeah.
It's just such a great start. Even if you do plan to transfer, this is a great place to begin that course, and you'll be much more successful. The studies have shown when you do transfer. So getting that general education common core, you'll be debt-free. You don't have to worry about any of that. So it's just a great option. We want to really remind students, even if you don't want to pursue a specific degree, just take the general university studies transfer degree, and you'll be all set up for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially for high school students, that from going from high school to college, arguably is one of the biggest transitions for a young person to become an adult, and some handle that transition better and than others, obviously. And unfortunately, when you go off to spread your wings and there's no one there to kind of help you, guide you, or mentor you, or just keep you in check. Sometimes you can go, and that's where I think being close to home, staying here, especially if you've never done it for the first time, at least get to understanding, because you're already going to be experiencing new things that may intimidate you. You're going to find that college level versus high school level, the course, especially when you go to a four-year university, they're not going to be willing to do some of the one-on-one stuff that you would find in high school. And at Eastern, you find that. You find, everybody's accessible. If you're struggling, there's very easy ways to get help from that instead of going through a gauntlet of making an appointment, and all the things you have to do, with a class size of 200-300 versus 20-30. It's a big difference there. So I know it sounds cool to go run off at 18 and do all this, but more often than not, if you're not equipped to handle that, you're going to come back unsuccessful. So, if you're a little unsure about that kind of stuff, that's where Eastern can really, and like Donna was saying, if you're going to go to, say, UNM or New Mexico State or New Mexico Tech or any New Mexico school, it seamlessly transfers. Whatever class you took here is going to, those credits and everything transfer just like you took them there. So it really is all win for you to do it here. And then, but anyway, that's a decision to talk with your parents and stuff, but something to consider, even if you quote unquote have your mind made up here. At least entertain that idea, because it might be a better option for you in the long run.
Right, exactly. And again, sign up for Explore Eastern April 28th, and you'll get a feel for yourself. The students will what going to college at UNMU Roswell would be like, and what you'd be experiencing, and see the classroom, see the equipment, that sort of thing. And so we're really looking forward to having those students come and see what we're all about.
Very good. Roswell.enmu.edu is the website. You can go there right now. Like I said, registration for summer, all that's right around the corner here. And, of course, if you want to, this week was spring break, if you're wanting to maybe register or start talking about degree plans or to some of these 8-week courses, now's the time to get all that taken care of.
Right. And one thing I'll just put up, we'll talk about it more the next time, but we are doing a kids' college this summer as well. So that will be in July 25th through 29th. And those are for the younger starting from age 5 to age 12.
Okay.
So we've got a nice set of classes, a lot of Lego classes, if you're into Legos and all the things you can learn from Legos and using sets and kits that aren't found in stores. So we're really excited about that. And then we're also doing a survival tactics course for kids 7 to 12. So we'll talk more about that the next time. But again, that's just FYI for the future. We're going to have some kids' college classes in July.
Good deal. I'm glad to see that you're able to do some more of the summer stuff again now that COVID's letting up. And
exactly.
Any word of, because I know pre-COVID, the aviation, the camp and all that you had during summer was catching on. It was catching, catching wings. I was going to say catching legs, but catching wings. Is that going to be in the future here, hopefully, if not this year, in the maybe years to come?
Hopefully soon. I don't know about this summer. I know we are we're going through some staff transitions with our aviation, getting an aviation director and things like that. So I'm not sure that we might be set up for in camp, but we'll stay tuned. We'll see what
more to come.
More to come on that.
Perfect. Awesome. Again, if anybody has any questions about anything, check out the website, roswell-enmu.edu. I'm sorry. And then call, what's the phone number, the main campus number?
624-7000.
Perfect. Well, Donna, as always, thank you very much for the visit. Enjoy your, I guess, it's got to be less work this week, right? Not where there's a bunch, it's got to be.
No, not really.
I'm sorry. I thought maybe at least it gave you a mindset if it didn't look so.
But it is quieter. So you can get more work done with fewer people around, and it's easy to find a parking space.
There is some perks. There's some perks. Well, enjoy your close parking today.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Donna. Have a good day. All right, take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Right. All right, that was Donna Racion with Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. It is 8:41. We got the folks from the Chavez County Extension Office going to join us here in just a few minutes. But first, let's get you up to date with local news.
Now for a Pecos Valley News update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Eddy County authorities are investigating the discovery of possible explosive devices being made at a home near Artesia. A statement from Sheriff Mark Cage says deputies responded Saturday to a home in the 400 block of 42nd Street. Nearby residents were evacuated from their homes as a precaution. A search warrant was executed, and the sheriff said evidence of improvised explosive device manufacturing was removed from the home. However, the statement does not say that anyone was arrested. And in Chavez County, a DWI checkpoint is being called a success. According to Sheriff Mike Harrington, 44 traffic citations were issued, along with 1 criminal summons for driving with license revoked and 1 DWI arrest. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs releasing a list of community-based clinics it's proposing to close in New Mexico and other rural areas around the country. This as part of a years-long process aimed at modernizing the department and streamlining its infrastructure. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over eastern New Mexico today, and that gives us fair weather. Could be a little bit breezy in the afternoon. Low to mid 70s on our high, and we should get sunshine. Overnight, clear and mid 30s, and then we warm up a little bit tomorrow. Sunshine, and we'll hit the low 80s, a little bit breezy, and then mostly sunny on Thursday, mid to upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The average person spends only 10 minutes a day speaking. Many wish Mike Winters was more like the average person. Here's Mike Winters.
But I'm not. Mostly my wife complains. But good morning. It is 43 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the Chaves County Extension Office, we have, of course, actually, I think, is this you were on the air, Drew.
And you were gone.
Yeah, that was the day Drew Garnett, who's the Ag, I guess would be.
Yes, sir, Ag Extension Agent here for Chaves County.
Yes, and Tamara Schubert back with us, of course,
Yes,
here,
sir.
who handles all the home ec side of things. I know they have official titles, but my brain's not smart enough to remember to remember those. And then we have Bailey Sweeney as well, who's your 4-H officer, right? In the 4-H, and sounds like you do a whole like a little bit of everything in 4-H.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that pretty safe to say?
Yeah, I do a lot.
Okay. So what's your favorite part of 4-H? Like what's like if you, because I know there's some, for people that don't know, everyone thinks 4-H and they think of showing animals at the fair, which you're not wrong. That's very much part of 4-H. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. They really, I mean, when it comes to learning about like government procedure, parliamentary procedure, learning, the science of the ag industry, and then just going off into computers, shooting sports, things that have not one iota of really anything to do with the ag industry. 4-H covers all of that. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
That's okay.
Well, so what's your go-to? What's your most favorite thing you do in 4-H?
The main thing that I do is steers and my horses, my rodeo and stuff. That's like my all-time favorite thing.
So you don't show the horses, you ride the horses and show the steers.
Well, I can show horses and rodeo.
Oh, okay.
So
what do you do in rodeo? Like the barrel racing, or?
I do barrels, poles, and goat tying, and I'm trying to get into steer stopping and breakaway.
Oh wow! So you ever get on things that buck?
Yeah.
Yeah, like horses.
I'm
or
trying
bulls?
to get my mom to let me bronc ride, but she's still saying no.
I'm about to say good luck with that.
When I'm an adult, though, I'm going to be like, go ride the bronc, and after, I'll tell her, hey, I rode a bronc. She'll be like, you did what? Like, I got a video. You want to see?
So let me ask you, plans after school and things? What are you wanting to do now? What are you doing now, I should say?
Like during spring break or?
Just in future
general?
plans, college?
I'm wanting to be a veterinarian. I want to go to NMSU.
Okay.
For college.
Okay.
And because there's a really good program over there.
For veterinary science, I guess that would be the...
I have a old friend that goes there, and he's really enjoying it.
Okay.
And so hopefully I can make it there with the 4-H career I have now.
Now, but with your 4-H career and expertise, you kind of dealing with larger animals. As a vet, would you want to deal with the farm size animals, or would you want to do, the cats and dogs, or all of the above?
I want to do all of it because a lot of the times you can't find vets that just do, because you find vets here that they just do large animals, or they just do small animals.
The small ones.
Or you might find it very rare that they do all of them, and I want to be able to do all of that.
Okay.
And so
you want to be the one-stop shop for veterinary needs.
Yeah. I want to also be an equine dentist, so I can
Okay.
get certified for that when I'm 16.
So brush horse teeth?
Kind of. That's kind of what it is, but
I feel like
there's
horse
more
teeth
detail.
are big, so there should be a lot of acreage of brushing there.
It is.
Do they like mint? Do they do some fluoride?
You don't really get to have a taste. It's not really a toothbrush. It's more like a drill type thing.
I imagine by the horse, it depends. Some probably love it, some probably hate it. Kinda.
They're doped up, so they don't really care.
Oh, it's not like you just walk up and say, "Hey, Wilbur," and start.
Yeah. It's a process.
I'm a city kid. I don't know nothing about animals, as my evidence is showing here. But, well, very cool. Well, welcome to the show here. And
Thank you.
Good to enjoy your spring break?
Kinda. Going slow.
Is it?
I'm ready for school to be over. I wish they would have just powered through it.
Well,
Summer can get here faster.
I got a feeling you're going to be in the minority with your other fellow peers at your school there. I got a feeling. So what's going on through the extension office right now? Is a lot of 4-H stuff? I know this is diabetic cooking season, isn't it, right now?
All of the above.
Yes.
So this is our last month of enrollment for 4-H. So our deadlines are March 31st. If they're interested in doing fairs or competing with anything 4-H, they need to get signed up.
Okay.
So call us at the office and do that.
All right.
We do have some programs. We're partnering with the library. So we're doing some youth programming. So if you've got kids between the ages of 5 and 18 and want some free programs, come see us at the library. Our next one is April the 9th at 10 o'clock in the morning. And they're learning and making all kinds of rockets.
Nice.
So they can come join us at that. And then we are in the middle of diabetic cooking school.
Yes.
So Kitchen Creations is going on right now. And the class for this month is completely full.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but
good.
we
People
are having
back and taking advantage of it.
We are having another virtual session next month that they can get signed up on.
Is it getting by popular demand? You're going to have to. You're getting more opportunities because the demand is. And let's face it. You guys haven't really been able to do this for 2 years, and it was popular before COVID and everything. So I imagine there's been a lot of people that have been diagnosed with diabetes or pre-diabetic over the last 2 years, and they've been anxious to learn. And I'm sure they tried on their own and things, but you probably find one or two things, but it's always great when you can learn from people that this is what they do. They're experts and they get that you don't want to eat just cauliflower by itself for the rest of your life. There's ways to make it pleasurable.
It is. It's great. It's a 4-part cooking class, and the last 3 sections they get hands-on cooking, so they get to try the recipes out and see how those different vegetables work for them.
Yeah. Because getting diagnosed with diabetes, that's probably feels like a death sentence for somebody at first. And you're like, oh, great. Now it's no more pies, no more cakes, no more sugars, no more nothing the rest of your life. It's like, yes and no.
It teaches you how to do it in balance.
Yeah, exactly. There's ways to substitute to get the same sensations or the same taste palettes without using the full-blown sugar or without using something that's loaded in carbs that you can do that's different. We all love pizza. And to be honest, the cauliflower pizza crusts aren't bad. Like, you know what I mean? It's not exact because nothing's exact. It's you're taking a vegetable and that a wheat product and taking something that's not like wheat and making it like wheat. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be exact, but yeah, it's a good taste, and it's really as someone you're like, that I could get behind that and eat that. Now. You got to remember what you put on top of the pizza, too. You load it down with a bunch of
vegetables. You put vegetables on top of pizza.
I know that there's so many different parts of a pig that are delicious, but you don't need to put all of them on a pizza. So obviously you can't sign up for the one classes, but to get on the virtual here, you probably want to do that like right now because that'll fill up pretty quick too.
Right. So the virtual, you can visit diabetes.nmsu.edu and get signed up for those classes. But it's been so popular and highly demanded right now that we are working on some future dates, maybe fall, late summer, for another in-person.
Okay. And then, of course, if in between classes and things, if maybe you're just recently diagnosed and you're looking for information resources, Tamara can help you out and put you in right directions, websites, literature, things like that.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, while you're kind of, waiting to sign up for a class or if you missed out here and you're going to sign up in the fall. But, because obviously you've got a life to live and you can't, there's a reason why.
It doesn't wait.
Yeah, it does not wait. So work with your doctors, get on those plans, take your medicines, do your, eating right and picking, exercising, all, it's a whole cocktail of things to really help there. But in the meantime, don't hesitate to reach out to Tamara, the staff there, and say, I'm looking, where's some good resources to point me where I can start doing some research on, good eating choices that I can get with and get behind, and you've got a lot of those kind of reasons.
We do.
Good deal. What about the ag side, Drew? Is there anything we need to get on folks' radar about?
Well, I mean, right now is the time of year that plants are, well, obviously with this morning being cooler, we don't think of it as warming up.
Yeah.
But with...
I'm sure our trees are nice and confused right now.
Everything is. But it is warming up, so we are looking at starting later this month some of our fertilizing applications if you are looking to take care of your yard or garden or trees.
Okay.
But coming up in April, we are going to have a ranch workshop here in Chaves County. It's going to be a collaboration between Roosevelt, Eddie, Lee, and ourselves.
Okay.
And we're going to be hosting it here at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
And that will be April 26th. We're going to have a beef quality assurance certification in the morning.
Okay.
We're going to have some marketing strategies for your livestock.
So really, it's because a lot of, I'm sure ranchers, a lot of them are grown up into it, and so they may know the day-to-days of running the ranch, but not the unsexy parts like the business side of it a little bit. And it sounds like this really helps educate and understand that side of things.
Yeah, and we're just bringing new information to them. Many of these ranchers have their system down that they've been utilizing, but there's always things changing in the market, changing in regulation.
Especially this day and age, I imagine.
Especially in this day and age, especially after the last 2 years with everything that's gone on. So we like to bring that information to them, and so we're going to be hosting this event, obviously beef quality assurance program, the marketing strategies, but we're also going to be having some live demos after the lunch, which there will be a provided lunch.
Beef, I'm taking it?
Beef for... it will be beef. So the Beef Council is going to be sponsoring the lunch, so it is beef. And but we will be having some lecture on sheep and goats as well.
Cool.
But then also flight control and predator control. They are very much so.
I think I got a dirty look from it's like, wait a minute, I show those.
I eat them.
But in all seriousness, actually, predominantly what's been growing around here lately is interest in hair sheep, which are for meat.
Okay.
And that is, we're not 100% sure what the cause is, but there's been a higher demand for sheep on the menu.
Interesting.
And so you did see that steep decline after World War II because all of our boys in the Pacific were being fed so much mutton.
Yeah,
when they got home, they said,
I'm not seeing another one again.
No
Yeah, I get that.
But over the last 3 years, you've really seen an increase. You've had grocery stores like H-E-B saying they can't get enough to keep it on the shelf. So,
and I would imagine too that beef prices and things probably impact some of that. People looking like, well, maybe I need to find another meat here instead of buying steak all the time.
And that was definitely one of the concerns during COVID when so much of our meat was off the shelf. People were turning to other meats that they normally didn't see or utilize.
I actually love that.
Oh,
I love that kind of thing. It's like we should not have a food problem in this world. I mean, just like fish. There's so many fish types that we could eat that people don't get into for various reasons and stuff, but they're quite tasty if you know what you're doing with them and stuff. So I think even like people are gonna really look at me weird now, but like bugs and stuff, there's some, there's something to some of that, I mean, I wouldn't want to eat it every day, but there are other things other than steak, chicken, and pork to eat.
Look, as the entomologist, I'm on board, but I think it's going to be a hard sell for most people. And the U.S. is one of the few countries that doesn't utilize insects in their diet. So, but not that I'm necessarily recommending.
I've had like fried crickets every once in a while. They ain't bad,
they're
I'm
not
gonna sit down and eat them all the time.
But if you have a pile of fried crickets and a pound of steak right there, I'm definitely going to be going after that steak.
Yeah. I mean, well, I'm a fat guy. I'll eat that steak and then polish off the crickets right out. But definitely now for registering for this is I imagine
registration will be up on our website with our extension website. It'll also be on Roosevelt, Lee, and Eddie's websites as well. If you want to come into the office, you can do that as well. And if you have any questions, registration is not up just yet, but we should have that up and running here fairly soon.
Okay, look for it next week or so up on there.
Yes.
And call if you have any questions.
Yes, definitely. Always call if you have any questions. If you have any questions about anything, even beyond this workshop that we're going to be doing.
Very good. Good deal. We got about 2 minutes here left. What else is there we want to make sure we get out there? Bailey, is there anything you wanted to share while you're here? Anything? Anybody we say hi to? Any family members? Anything like that?
I'm sure a lot of family. Well, probably just my dad, to be honest with you. He's the only one that really knows that I'm on here.
The rest are surprises.
Kind of told one friend, but that's pretty much
We can
it.
show them later. We have our video side, so you can watch them. So they might see it later or stumble across.
Yeah.
I'll make sure Tanner puts your face prominent on the screenshot.
Oh, thank you so much. I think I'm fine, really.
And I was listening to your last program, and you were talking about scholarships and students. We do have a list of scholarships at our office. So
Excellent.
If students are interested,
apply.
There are a lot of scholarships out there right now, and we're coming up close to the deadline to be applying for this next year. And there's a lot of scholarships people don't think of that are available here in the community.
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned that because the Extension clubs here in Chaves County, they have several available to students right now, and their deadline is April the 22nd.
Okay.
So that was sent out to all the high school counselors this last week. It's also available in our office.
Very good.
So if they're interested, I think juniors and seniors, those even that are in college right now looking to return, there are several options for them available.
Awesome. So please, kids, apply. I don't care if you're not even sure. I mean, there's so many scholarships out there that that don't even get awarded because no one applies to.
Yeah, and in some cases, you can apply to something, and even though you don't fully qualify, if nobody else applies, that organization has to give out that money every year.
That money's got to go somewhere.
So they're going to give you that money if nobody else qualified.
Absolutely.
Applies. It's always worth applying.
I guarantee you won't get it if you don't apply. And you got nothing but a chance to do it if you do. So, and I don't care how well off you are, everybody can use more money.
Always. I mean, in college is getting more and more expensive. So
absolutely. Give out the phone number to the Extension office if anybody has any questions about anything we talked about here.
622-3210.
Very good. And of course, it's through New Mexico State.
Absolutely.
So you can find the Extension office and everything on Facebook, but a lot of it's through NMSU.
Yes.
So is it like NMSU Extension or something like that?
So you can get onto NMSU, look at their extension. It's actually going to give you every county in the state, so you can always click on us. It does take you to our individual websites, and like you said, we are on Facebook and stuff as well.
Very good. Or come by on Chisholm there, the office there.
That's it.
Very good. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. And congratulations on your offers, on your leadership roles here. And
thank you.
And I'll hopefully, I guess down the road here, I'll bring my dog to you here, or my cats. I got cats. So.
Okay. There you go. You already have a client. I got multiple clients.
There you go. Well, thank you guys. Have a great weekend. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. It's 9 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico.
Are going to travel to Kiev.
The Czech Republic's Prime Minister says the aim of the visit is to express the EU's unequivocal support for Ukraine and its freedom and independence. He'll be joined by Slovenia's and Poland's Prime Ministers. Russian and Ukrainian negotiators are too holding a second day of talks as Russia's offensive in Ukraine enters its 21st day.
And from an airline pilot on his jetliner's PA system to a TV news editor in Moscow crashing a live broadcast, Russians are risking their livelihoods and possibly much more, speaking out against Putin's war in Ukraine. A suspect in deadly attacks on homeless men in New York City and Washington, D.C. is under arrest.
The arrest comes a day after D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser and New York Mayor Eric Adams released new photos of a man suspected in attacks in both cities. A tweet from the D.C. Police Department says the suspect is currently being interviewed at our homicide branch.
That's correspondent Bernie Bennett. Democrat Senator Joe Manchin says he cannot support Sarah Bloom Raskin for a spot on the Fed's board. Manchin writes, her previous public statements have failed to satisfactorily address my concerns about the crucial importance of financing and all of the above energy policy. On Wall Street, stocks higher. The Dow's up 281 points. The Nasdaq ahead 219. The S&P is up 48 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, I'm cute kid number 1. And I'm cute kid number 2. And we have been forced, you mean hired? We have been hired to tell you what direct lender FOMO is. So let's say you buy a new home, and maybe you use one of those big mortgage monsters. Or someone your realtor or friend recommends. And then a few months later, you hear us being forced, hired to tell you about our mortgage team's direct lender advantage. And then you feel like you missed out, because you probably did miss out. And that is direct lender FOMO.
It's Ryan, and our mortgage team is an arm of a bigger company who is a direct lender, which means our company gets to use its own money and make its own decisions within its own walls. There's no middleman. This often allows us to get you a better rate on that new home mortgage, saving you monthly and lifelong money. We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLS-Consumer-Access.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Live Rec NMLS number 65233. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
Border crossings from the Mexican city of Nuevo Laredo into the U.S. have reopened now after being shut down briefly yesterday.
Gunfire and burning vehicles forced U.S. officials to close the U.S. consulate in Nuevo Laredo and suspend southbound traffic from Laredo, Texas into Mexico. The gunfire erupted late Sunday after the arrest of a leader of one faction of the Northeast cartel. Suspected cartel members opened fire and hijacked and burned vehicles, apparently in retaliation for the arrest. There have been reports the U.S. consulate was hit by gunfire, but they have not been confirmed. I'm Mike Hempen.
Chinese authorities tightening antivirus controls at ports, raising the risk of trade disruptions after some auto and electronics factories shut down as the government fights coronavirus outbreaks across the country. News and analysis, townhall.com. An iconic American fast food chain is giving up on Russia, at least for now.
2 months after the Berlin Wall fell, another powerful symbol opened its doors in the middle of Moscow, a gleaming new McDonald's. It was the first American fast food restaurant to enter Russia. But now, McDonald's is temporarily closing all 850 of its restaurants in Russia in response to the Ukraine invasion. Some Russians say they won't miss McDonald's, adding the closure as an opportunity for a, quote, Russian food brand to enter the market. Jason Walker reporting.
The UN chief and the executive director of the World Food Program warned that Russia's war against Ukraine threatens the global food supply, putting some of the world's poorest countries at risk. Ukraine and Russia, major source of wheat for many developing countries. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Chris in your
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Buenos Tuesday, everybody.
Howdy.
How is your day going? Hopefully fine and dandy.
I like that. Open-ended questions on a morning show. That's well played. I do that by myself when I'm talking, sitting in a room talking to myself. And does it seem like the levels have been off? I mean, I know this is, again, inside baseball.
Oh, we're listening into a program instead of the on-air.
Gotcha.
For some reason, my on-air feed's only on one channel, so I'm going here with it.
No, just making sure I'm not I'm not losing my doggone mind.
You're not going crazy, at least not from that.
Speaking of sitting in a room by myself, you ever discover something on yourself that you didn't know was there?
You mean like a mole or something?
Kind of. Well, okay. Let me back up.
Or like a sandwich. What are we talking
about? We don't talk about that anymore. All right. That's a story that we don't bring up. All right. No, like a sandwich. No, what I'm talking about is, so I'm sitting there doing a break on my country morning show, the Sean Small Show, Monday through Fridays, 6 to 10 over on the brand, and I get like an itch over here on this side of my face, and so I kind of like reach over, scratch, and I feel a tug. So like, okay, that's odd, and so I notice it's basically a hair. Pull.
Oh, I got a wild hair.
I tug, wild hair. I tug. And what I come up with, I literally, the only audible response I can make is, what is this now? It was this long.
Wow.
And it was shock white.
Huh. You're getting old, bud.
What the heck? I just have spindly white hairs now?
Uh-huh.
I'm slowly becoming Gandalf the White?
Uh-huh.
What the? No, I am not ready for this.
Wait till the ear hair
shows
up.
I was just going to say, dude, I'm already dealing with it. And it's a thing now.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, I've got holes to trim.
Next thing you know, like, nose hair just seems to grow like a champ now when you get older. I don't know why.
Yeah.
See, like, the hair on my head goes away, but my ear hair and nose hair.
It's gravity. It's basically
like got a dose of Rogaine. I don't know what happened.
The rest of your body hair is like, all right, boys, it's our time to shine.
And then you get an errant hair on your back, and you're like, where did that come from?
Right. Yeah, no, it was very depressing. I literally, the only thing I could come up with to say was, what is this now?
Yeah. It's like like guys that are like hairy, like like their shoulders and arms, like a la George the Animal Steel.
No, I was gonna say Robin Williams, but yeah,
Rob Williams. But that would drive me nuts.
It would be an issue.
I would not like that at all.
Just because I know that when I do,
because you can't shave it,
right?
I certainly don't want to wax all that nonsense. That's Gitmo kind
You can't
of torture.
shave it unless you shave all of it. Otherwise, you're just going to look ridiculous.
And then you got to do it all the time, and you're going to feel stubbly all over.
Right.
That can't be good.
All over. Oh God, I can't even imagine. Or I guess you could just nair it.
Yeah, you could.
And you just be like hypersensitive to just.
Now, does nair hurt? I've never naired.
I've never have either, but what I've gathered, it makes your skin sensitive. It's makes your skin extra more sensitive. Extra more. Wow. Extra more gooder. But no. So I don't know. That's definitely something I never had thought about.
I see those folks and I'm like, what do you do about that? I don't know I guess they do what they do. It's like, screw it. You look at my hairy back because that's really. I
just know whenever I exert like even a minimal amount of like effort or energy, the back of my head is just matted with sweat. I can't even imagine what, like, after a match, what George the Animal Steel, he was gamey. I bet after one of those he was just
that would have been my defense. I'm like, dude, you win. I don't want to touch you.
I'm good.
Quick, punch me in the forehead. I'll drop like a fly. I'll pin myself. You don't have to lay on me.
Look like you got Ayatollah Khomeini in a leg lock. By the way,
go eat your turnbuckle and we'll be gone.
I guess on that note, sad news that Scott Hall passed away.
Yeah, Razor Ramon is no longer with us.
Yeah, passed, taken off life support as of yesterday.
What happened to him?
So
he got put on life support?
he fractured his hip, and this was over the course of like several months ago. And basically, they GoFundMe'd the money. They raised the money for him to get the surgery, the hip surgery. When he got the surgery, it actually released a clot. A blood clot that traveled to his heart. He had 3 back-to-back heart attacks.
Yeah, that stinks.
Heart attacks that's
one of those dangers with people. Yeah,
he was put on life support, and they basically said we're going to wait until his family is in place until we.
Was he a juicer back in the day and all that?
Scott Hall, I don't know if he was necessarily into the roids, but he was definitely into everything else. He lived a very, very hard life.
He wore that heart out with drugs.
He definitely did. In fact, Plane Ride from Hell, he was one of the people that actually got fired afterwards.
Okay,
that's how bad his offenses were.
So he did get in the. So are we looking for a Dark Side of the Ring for Razor Ramon coming soon?
I would think yes, but not for a while because I mean he definitely defeated his demons. He got into the whole DDP yoga thing and actually
he turned his life around.
He did.
Good.
In the I'm such a historian here. In the Jake the Snake documentary about Jake turning his life around, Scott Hall is actually in the program with Jake as it's like concurrently as it's happening.
Okay, so they did they lean on each other to get sober?
Yeah, quite a little bit actually. Yeah.
Well, that stinks when you go out there. It's always when people finally it's Sam Kinison all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I was a huge fan of Sam Kinison. I thought when he was a stand-up, there was no guy funnier, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, I was. And, of course, he had demons with his alcohol and drugs. And then he finally cleaned himself up there in the early 90s or whatever it was. And ironically got killed by a drunk driver on the way to doing a show in Vegas. I mean, this reminds me of something just in that same level of what the heck, man.
Which is why I refuse to clean up. Right there. That's why I refuse. Quitters never win. I think that's the ultimate moral of this story. Quitters never win, all right?
You're a degenerate. Just stay that way.
That's right.
You
own the lifestyle.
You bit your body for that, so... Hey, we got much more fun things to talk about. We're going to have Terry Lindbergh with Hippie Chicks join us here in just a little bit. Give us an update on what's happening over at Hippie Chicks. Talk about, of course, prom season, all that's going on right now. So she has a lot of stuff, not just for the ladies, but for the fellas, too. I know we think more, Hippie Chicks stuff for the ladies, but she's got the fellas covered, too. So Terry's going to join us here, and we'll have a great conversation with her. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over eastern New Mexico today, and that gives us fair weather. Could be a little bit breezy in the afternoon. Low to mid 70s on our high, and we should get sunshine. Overnight, clear and mid 30s, and then we warm up a little bit tomorrow. Sunshine, and we'll hit the low 80s, a little bit breezy, and then mostly sunny on Thursday, mid to upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 44 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 30%. Winds currently out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Sunny today, mid-70s, 74 officially for our high. Winds will be out of the northeast, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, skies will be clear. Looking at an overnight low of 36. South winds, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, we're going to be in the 80s tomorrow. Sunny, 84 for a high. Winds will be out of the northwest early 5 to 10, later shifting to the southwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 44, southwest winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. They're saying there's a chance, a slight chance, but a chance nonetheless, 20% chance of rain for you Thursday for the afternoon. Sunny otherwise. Highs only expect to get 61, so a little cooler on Thursday. And breezy. Winds will be out of the north 15 to 25 miles per hour. For Friday, we're looking at mostly sunny skies. Highs floating in the mid-60s, 64 there. And then warming back up for the weekend. Sunny on Saturday with a high of 76. Sunny and breezy on Sunday with highs near 80 degrees. All right, it is 9:15. We're going to take a 3-minute commercial break, and then stay tuned. Terry Lindbergh with Hippie Chicks will join us here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Get smoking hot deals during the sizzling savings event at Roswell Nissan. Like a 2015 Ford F-150 for just $307 a month, or a 2010 Honda Odyssey for just $149 a month. And join Roswell Nissan March 26th from 10 to 1 for free food, stuff for the kiddos, and your chance to win a Masterbuilt 30-inch electric smoker. 1 entry for stopping by, 3 entries with a test drive or service, and 5 entries with a purchase. Drawing March 26th at 1. Must be present to win. Get a Home Depot gift card with a test drive and a portable grill and a chance at the cash grab just for stopping by. On now at Roswell Nissan. 2111 West 2nd.
Nutrien Ag Solutions of Artesia is looking for a general labor yard hand to join their team. Nutrien Ag Solutions is a respected and well-established company who values their employees. To apply, please stop by Nutrien Ag Solutions at 103 East Mill Road in Artesia, or apply online at nutrien.com or indeed.com. For more information on this current job opening, please call Nutrien Ag Solutions at 575-748-3510. Nutrien Ag Solutions is an equal opportunity employer.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until Or you could call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit NationalGuard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages them. The suits or the astronauts? Here's Mike Winters.
The answer is yes, by the way, for that one, just in case you're curious about that. Good morning. It is 19 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Hippie Chicks, Terry Lindbergh with us this morning. Good morning, Terry. How are you today?
Good morning, Mike. I am just fine.
Very good. Well, for folks that aren't familiar, how long has Hippie Chicks? It's been as long as I've been here,
18 years.
18 years. Yes. Yeah. Hippie Chicks there on South Main.
Yes.
Look for the lime green VW Bug on the roof.
Bell's all the way over there.
Yes.
Don't call it a beetle. It's a bug.
Right. It's a bug.
Well, and I wonder if that's generational. Like, do you get, like, people our age probably that grew up, like, watching the original Love Bug movies and all that probably have a more love bug, but then people that didn't grow up to that maybe call it beetle. I don't know.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, I
The
think
younger people are calling it beetle.
Yeah, you actually nailed it earlier. When I was a kid, they re-released the VW Beetle, and everybody was calling it the Beetle, which is so that was in the 90s when I was like a kid. So
oh, rub that in too.
I'm just saying.
But and now I'm trying to think. Has there any other car named after an insect?
The Lotus.
Oh yeah, I guess the Lotus. Yeah.
That's just off the top of my head. Hang on, let me see.
Yeah.
I think that's probably it.
Okay.
People are screaming at their radios.
Of course, the
right
Lotus is a lot more expensive to cut in half and put up on top of your building.
Yes.
I'm curious though. Where's the story of that car that sits up there? Was that your car?
No.
I'm just curious. I always wanted to know that.
I think it came out of Artesia.
Okay. I've always wanted to know. Where did that bug come from? I didn't know if you procured it or it was like a car you guys had for years and said cut it in half and stick it up on the roof.
It's hip.
It's cool. Yeah. It stands out obviously, but the only thing cooler than that thing on the roof is the stuff inside, and that's and the place is called Hippie Chicks, and ladies, it's your Shangri-La. You're going to find everything you need, but guys, it's not just for ladies. You help with the tuxes and things. There are things that you do for the fellas there too. So
there are yes, we sell or rent tuxedos.
Mm-hmm.
Been doing that for about 17 years.
Okay. Wow.
And then, if the guys need a quick present, a gift, come on in. We'll help them spend their money.
And you do the
wrap.
And if I remember right, you like if you want to buy a tux, you do kind of like the rent-to-own style stuff, right? Where if you can rent it and then own it over time.
No, not so much that. But usually they'll rent it, fall in love with it, and then
buy it.
Yeah, a couple weeks later, they decide they want to buy it.
Okay. And tuxes aren't like tuxes. Like I mean, I guess you can go like old school tux with
you got your penguins,
but
there's so many different designs and styles.
But to be honest, some of them are more suit-like now.
Well, they've really changed over the years, especially the last, I would say, 3 to 5 years. I mean, the young gentlemen are wearing them very snug fitting.
Gotcha. They want a tighter
very,
fit.
Yeah, very, like ultra slim fit.
Well, that's kind of how their casual clothes are too right now.
Yes.
You know,
Yep. Their jeans and everything are very
fat people
snug.
like me buying jeans is a little trickier nowadays thanks to these skinny jeans.
It's hard too because the generation that I remember was everything was super baggy. you know,
Gotcha.
so-
Yes. And now it's all tight.
Right.
They want it snug.
But things like the cummerbund and all that, is that still in play or is that kind of out of fashion?
I mean,
now?
I can rent them, but I don't think I have probably in over 15 years.
Okay.
Nobody's asked for a
I
cummerbund.
feel like that's more wedding than prom.
Yeah,
But maybe
or
I'm wrong.
symphony or
Something
like
more
that. Yeah.
stuffy.
Yes. Yes.
Do you find yourself renting more formal attire tuxes or more like the wild style, colorful, more like jazzy tuxes?
Well, like blues, the navy blues, the number one seller, or
Okay.
for renting, or the charcoal grays.
Okay.
I mean, there is different colors now.
Do you guys do any wild like lime greens or anything like that?
No, you can get a lime
Zebra prints.
No, you can get a lime green vest and tie.
Okay.
Or you can get a zebra tie.
That's kind of where they put the flair now, is
Yes.
The accessories,
the accent, the tie, the
Yes.
if you wear a
The
vest
color,
or something,
yeah. Yep, you bring the color in.
or your socks or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, and we do sell colorful socks
good,
to go with the suits and tuxes because that's really important to the young guys.
absolutely. Well, yeah, that's
They want, if they wear red suspenders, they want red socks.
attention to detail.
Mhm.
That's exactly what it is. And guys, and this is where you can help because I'm sure the guys are the least educated
right here
customers
Totally
that
fashionably
visit
inept.
you, and you can help them to navigate through all that process. When you're like, you want a cummerbund? You're like, what's that? She can tell you what that
Right.
I still don't know. Other than an Australian actor, I still have no idea what a cummerbund
You
is.
don't. It's just
I know
like
what
a
it
band
is,
that
but I don't
goes
know
in.
what is it for. Like what purpose does a cummerbund
So the
serve?
shirt probably stays tucked into
Yeah,
the
okay,
pants.
yeah.
Kind of like a belt, but covered.
It's like a midsection dickie.
There you go.
Yes.
Like a dickie up here, but for down here.
Okay.
A belly dickie.
Sean, I doubt anybody knows what a dickie is.
Okay, fair enough.
I do, weirdly enough.
These young people.
I know
will.
what a dickie is, but I don't know what a cummerbund is. Go figure that out.
We'll say it's the same.
Good deal. But of course, prom season's going on right now,
It
so I
is.
imagine a lot of people. What's what kind of turnarounds is that kind of like? How procrastinating can someone do on getting a tux before prom? Before you tell them you're in trouble?
I do not cut off until the day before prom.
Okay.
I will do everything possible to get them a tuxedo.
Okay. Now, please don't put her to the test.
Well, yes, please don't. And the price definitely will have to go up.
Sure.
But I try to do my best. And by then, too, they're out of so many that you're not going to get your choice. It's
Sure.
just going to be a basic,
It's slim pickings.
Yeah.
Early birds get the worms.
Yeah,
Who knows that?
definitely.
And ladies, don't forget dresses,
Yes.
accessories, everything to go. Whether you're looking for casual or something formal, you'll find what you need there to hit the
Yes,
chicks
we have
too.
lots of gorgeous prom dresses, a lot of formals, and lots of jewelry.
And a lot of unique accessories. That's the
I
thing.
try, yes.
Yeah, that's the thing is it's you go in there and you're like, and you find things you would never see like at other stores or
Yes,
stuff.
hopefully.
A handbag or a, whatever, something
Yes.
to accessorize an outfit or a scarf or something. That's what I love about your store is it's, the most unique boutique. That's,
Yes.
you've been saying that for years.
It's
but
almost curated.
It really is.
Try.
So if you're looking
Yeah.
for something it's almost a place like I know what I kind of want, but I don't know exactly what I want. And you go in there and like, that's what it was I wanted.
There you go.
See
Yes,
what I mean?
you have to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. And Hippie Chicks is one of those places. So women, you're going to love it because it's a new experience every time you go in there. You also do a lot with your customers, like, for your regulars, your VIP. I mean, you've got like rewards. You do a lot of stuff to kind of,
Yes.
not only invite your customers to come back, but to show your appreciation for them to coming in and utilizing and buying the things in your store too. So you
Yes.
really do that balance of trying to have a relationship with your customers.
Yes, I definitely try to let all my customers know how much I appreciate them. I wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
I get teary. It's been a couple trying
Well, it's your
years.
passion. It's your passion.
Well, yes, and I just love all my people. I mean, they make my day.
Sure. So I'm curious, what made you get, were you always one that wanted to start a boutique or a beauty shop?
No, in fact, it was a flower shop when I started there.
Okay.
Yes.
So how did it transition from flowers to what it is today?
The owner of the flower shop started that room, started Hippie Chicks.
Oh, okay.
And put me in there to
and
run
you just
it.
kind of embraced it, and
I fell in love with it.
And ended up owning, and here you are, and Hippie Chicks is what it is today.
It's a really cool idea, and it's a place where, like, fellas, if you have let's say a quirky girl, if you go into Hippie Chicks, you have no idea what to get her for like a birthday, anniversary, something. Walk in and be like, Terry, help me. I don't know what I'm doing. And she'll open you up to so many cool, like so many kitsch items.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of like licensed NFL merchandise that she sells. Just a ton of really cool, unique items that you're not going to find anywhere else.
Yeah, you kind of no matter, and if you're shopping like as gifts or whatever, it's regardless, who's on your list. There's something there that they're going to dig.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to like.
I mean, like we even have the Tyler candles that are from Tyler, Texas, in manly scents. So if you want to get your man a candle.
Candles are not a woman thing anymore. I think more and more guys are into candles than women are. I think I know more good. Like I hear more guys talk about candle scents than I hear women talk about candle scents right now.
You're gonna have to come check them out because we've got some really good manly scents or floral
bacon.
Bacon. There probably is
just exhaust.
Diesel engine.
Food.
Right, anything. Yeah. Although, in all fairness, I'm not a fan of food candles. Like it mostly
they make you hungry.
Like
probably.
with baked goods, particularly. Like when they do the cakes or the
something about sugar cookie.
They don't appeal to me. Is more I like the fruit flavors. They're more. Or fruit scents, I should say. They're more appealing to me.
Yes.
But yeah,
A few years ago, there was in Walmart they were selling Wolfgang Puck made this like line of candles that smelled like his entrees.
Oh, really?
So it was like chicken cordon bleu
That's just
candle.
wrong.
No.
But it's a great idea. You think about it, you light a chicken cordon bleu candle and then you have like KFC.
Unless you got an eating problem.
And you're kind of making yourself feel like you're eating fancier than you are.
Or you're constantly eating because you're smelling
you smell
cordon
that
bleu
yummy
and you're
candle.
gained 400
I'm just
pounds.
saying I like to lie to myself, okay? That's
Candle
how I
gave
choose
me
to live my life.
You're a great cook.
That candle gave me the diabetes.
Lie to myself and by association those around me.
Yeah.
To my children, Okay. Yeah, let's lie to everybody.
I'm kind of curious. What's kind of the more popular items? Like what are the go-tos that most people seem to come? Is it clothing or is it accessories?
Everything.
Or?
Clothing.
Okay. I didn't know there were
jewelry,
certain items that
candles.
were like your most popular that you can't keep on the shelves half the time.
Candles fly out the door. I mean, sorry, not candles. Clothes fly out the door the quickest.
Okay.
I mean, we get clothes in every day, and they are selling out within an hour or two.
Gotcha.
Like you get a dozen T-shirts, and they're gone.
Wow, that's great. It's great for you. I mean,
it is
it's,
great. I cannot complain at
Sure.
all.
How's been COVID dealing with?
COVID was a little tough, but
I mean, you're not
weathered
dealing
it.
with food, so imagine that probably. I mean, you got to deal with customers coming in and out and stuff, but at least you didn't have to worry about like your inventory going bad. You know what I mean? And that so that maybe that's a saving grace a little bit. At least I know clothing goes in and out of fashion, but still,
one of the coolest pandemic pivots that I've seen was what Terry did is that she put a lot of focus into her Facebook page, into her Facebook fan page, and she boosts that page like crazy, and that is a fantastic place to see kind of a good like overview of what the store has to offer.
Gotcha.
And you're updating all the time, which I love that.
And
that's
we
a great pandemic
deliver.
pivot.
And I mean, even during COVID, when I was shut down for 2 months, we were delivering every day.
Nice.
I mean, people were shopping. Customers were buying gift certificates and not even wanting them.
That's awesome. Supporting
they
you.
kept me going.
Well, to be honest, that speaks volumes of your business. When you've got that many people coming out to support you, even though they don't need to or need anything from you, but say, you know what, I want to help you because that means your customers are very are believers in your business and supporters of your business, and there's probably not a commercial or an endorsement on the planet that's stronger than when people that come in your store and say, I can't believe the deals or the things I found here, and they go tell their friends. That, that's because that people trust the people they love and or friends with, and when they're speaking well of your stuff, that's the real testament of, like, we could sit here and talk about how great your stuff is all day, but all we really need to do is just let the people that go in there in it every day and just, I bought a certificate during COVID because I don't need pants, but I need to support this business because I want to make sure it's here when COVID's over, and I do need pants.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And let's face it, people can get pants. You know what I mean? Like in a world, all right, I'll figure out and get pants, but they're like, no, I want to get it from you.
It's a curated experience.
You know, because of the whole customer experience, the quality of the material,
Right.
the products, and knowing that if and I'm sure you do this with your customers all the time, where you get an article of clothing and they're like, hey, I love that. Can you get it in a different color or a different style slightly? And I'm sure all the time you're like, hey, let me talk to my people and see what we can
let
get.
me try.
I mean,
Yeah.
so that's the kind of stuff you don't get in big box stores or your major chain boutiques and things like that. It's all about bottom lines and numbers. And for you, it's no. These are people I see every day. They come in, come out. I go to church with them. I go to the stores with them. I do. I want to do right by them, and people understand that. And and I think that's at the end of the day, that's probably why your business is successful.
I think so, too.
Even if you were just selling, I don't know, pet rocks or something instead of what you sell. That customer service really dictates why people come back.
Yeah.
It becomes
so.
a part of Roswell too. That facade, the bug. Seeing that in the Main Street experience. So keeping that alive, and there's a lot to shopping local, spending local.
That is kind of part of the fabric of that. Like you're just used to seeing that bug sitting on the roof there, and you're kind of. Like, it would feel weird to not see that there anymore.
I know. We took it down once to repaint it, and everybody
lost their mind.
Everybody went crazy.
You're going out of business?
Yes, they all thought I was closing, and I'm like, no, we
I
had
guess
to
you
get
can
a new
never
roof.
move either.
Plus, you have no idea how hard it is to get a tow truck up there.
Well, Do Right Roofing, they took care of it, and my daughter repainted it for me when they took it down.
You only need half a tow truck.
That's right. That's the other thing. You got to split the tow truck in half. It's a whole process.
Well, I guess, you can never move now. If you have to expand services, need a bigger facility, you're going to, we'll advertise it well. They're not closing. They just
We're
moved.
just moving.
But that's not happening anytime soon.
No.
So.
Now, one thing, getting back to the whole prom season, because it's definitely important, like we said, early birds get the worm. You got something special going on over there right now for the early birds.
Okay.
Yes,
right?
Definitely. If you get in there and rent your tuxedo or buy a formal dress before April 1st, April Fool's Day, you will get registered to win a $100 gift certificate to Peppers.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So dinner's covered at the prom.
There you go.
Boom,
yeah.
boom.
Unless you got
And it just beats the
hungry
rush
date.
and helps everybody's life a little bit easier.
Get it while the selection's hot.
Yes. I mean, prom has changed over the last few years. I am hoping this year is going to really be back to
This
normal.
one's going to be a banger, man.
Sure.
Everybody's been like, can we come out
Have they
now?
been doing more virtual stuff the last couple of years? Or
Let's see, year before last, everything was done.
Just canceled,
Yeah,
just shut down.
canceled. And then last year, we still had, like Artesia did theirs outside.
Okay.
And Gateway did theirs. Ruidoso's got shut down like 3 days before. I mean, it was just this year. I hope it's all back to normal.
I think we're good. I don't think. I think the lay of the world we live in right now. I think it's scheduled and it's going to happen.
I hope so.
Can I blow y'all's minds right now?
Well, knock on wood.
I just found out this stat like an hour ago. This week is officially 2 years into the pandemic. This week
I
was
saw
2
those
years.
on
Really?
Facebook
Yep,
and all that.
March 9th or the week of March 10th, 2020.
I saw all the memes about 2
Mm-hmm.
years ago. This week we were going to shut down 2 weeks to flatten the curves.
It was like we were literally Googling what is a pandemic.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like, oh.
You heard things like flatten the curve, and you're like, what does that mean? So, yeah.
2 weeks to slow the spread, people.
Yep.
Or make it happen.
Absolutely.
But that's the thing is smart people pivot, and Terry has done an amazing job of kind of pivoting during that time to kind of focus on the Facebook, that side of things, and also doing deliveries and stuff like that too. That's awesome.
Definitely, we do free delivery in town.
Nice.
And we will ship anywhere.
Awesome.
So just
Ship
let
your
us know.
pants.
Do you get a lot of like you mentioned Artesia prom? Do you get a lot of our outlying cities and stuff that you have?
Yes,
people
definitely.
come in looking for prom dresses or
Yes.
wedding or quinceañera, whatever events they've got going on.
In fact, right now, I think Artesia is in the lead with renting tuxedos so
Really?
far. For this year.
Any
And their
orange
prom-
dresses or orange accent
No.
pieces? It is Artesia. They love their orange
Yes,
down there.
they do. Yes, they do. But no, nobody has asked for orange this year.
Okay.
But their prom, Goddard's prom, and Gateway's prom is all on the same day, April 23rd.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be busy. So Goddard and Gateway need to hurry up and catch up.
Hope nobody
That's
wants
right.
to go like
Artesia.
out to eat. Like if your anniversary falls on April 23rd,
don't eat out on that day.
Might get some reservations for those that are eating out, or hopefully you win the $100 gift certificate, peppers, and now you at least got, unless you got a hungry date, mostly paid for there.
I think 100 should cover it.
Oh yeah, no.
Since there won't be alcohol involved.
No, there better not be.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking about that earlier. I was like, well, we were doing the whole whatever you like thing. It's like, well, I can't.
Of course.
No Patron on ice. But
I know we're saying early birds, but who knows? Maybe a husband and wife are like, we're going to do our own little prom while the kids are at prom.
Nice.
And they're going to get dressed up and maybe go out to dinner at Pepper's. So maybe they can have adult beverages with their dinner. But.
Get fancy.
Yes.
But yeah, if you're a high school kid, no. Stick to soda and tea, kids. Water.
That would be the ultimate just like screw you to the kids. Like if you come in rent a tux as like a 37-year-old man, you win the $100 and you just stroll in on prom night. Hey kids, how's it going? Steak a plum right here. Give me 2.
Yeah, you might get a dirty look or two.
I'm just saying that's the move.
But and of course I say this, even if you're not looking for prom dresses or tuxes or anything like that, there's a ton of other stuff there. You'll find it. I guarantee, I don't care if you're a guy or a woman, I guarantee you just walk in there, you're going to walk out and be like, yeah, that's something I want. You know, there's just something there that you're like, hey, you know, whether it's a keepsake or collectible or something functional like clothing or something like that. It's there. And it is what it is, the most unique boutique. It's just a fun place to go do a little shopping. It's and it crosses genres too. Like if you're young and want hipper, younger clothing, it's there. But if you're a little older, want something a little more, I don't know if conservative is the right word. I was going to say, if you're older,
flashy, any age.
Yeah,
if you're older and still trying to look hip and young, like me.
But
I mean, it's not just a store for 20-somethings.
No, it's all ages.
Yeah,
yes, definitely.
It really is. So whether you're more of a classics designs and things, there's going to be things for you. Or if you're wanting the latest fashion trends and things like that, you're on top of that too. So,
yes.
Very good.
There's something for everybody.
What else do we want to mention? I'm sure there's some other stuff that we want to tell people that any other. Like I know you do like your rewards programs and your VIP stuff too. I see all that stuff on Facebook.
I do have my prom wall.
Okay.
I mean, most young people know about it. I have one wall dedicated to prom pictures.
Okay.
So when they rent their tuxedo, I snap a picture of them and print it out, and it goes up on the wall. Every year I change the wall out.
Oh, I didn't know if you kept them up there for years.
Some, I have my favorites.
You should have them sign it.
I know.
Yeah, keep like a silver Sharpie on hand and just have them sign it.
Yes.
I'd be very curious, like if you looked at like some old ones, you look back like, look, they're married now,
right?
Or they're, I would love to see like.
Well, and I will keep their junior, prom picture and their senior prom picture and put them side by side. So you can see how everybody changes.
I love that.
But of course I haven't changed it in 2 years now. I haven't changed
Well,
the
it
prom
hasn't
wall.
been a lot of promming to do.
So I'm ready this year to change that wall.
Good deal. So get in there and load up the thing and and let Terry take care. Let the couple look smashing and matching outfits or matching color schemes.
That would be kind of cool because you said you've been renting for 17 years.
Yes,
so
I've been doing
there's
tuxes
been enough time that you've rented tuxes that people who rented from you, we'll just say, had a very successful prom night, and their child is now a senior in high school.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It'll make me feel a little older.
I'm saying that you can now, you could tux.
I'm very privileged to be older.
You're at a point where you could tux 2 generations of people.
Oh, maybe even 3.
If your prom night was as successful as you hope it is.
That's the first time you've tuxed in a verb like that.
Yeah.
That was kind of
tuxed. And if you rent the right tux, then maybe you'll get tuxed again. Or you get retuxed.
I have one young man that he rented 5 times. Because the 5th year he walked in, I said, "You graduated last year."
Yeah,
and he goes, "My girlfriend this year is senior."
Oh, she's a senior.
Yes, and he's a Dexter young man. And then about a year or 2 ago, he got married, and so I have all 5 of his pictures and now his wedding.
Oh, nice
up there, yeah,
good deal.
So it's just amazing to see how they grow and change.
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah, because I imagine you see that all the time.
Yes, every year.
You kind of go with your families, or maybe you were putting a tux for a wedding or something for a parent, and now their kid's coming in for prom or something like that. Yeah. Seeing that kind of stuff, that's kind of cool. Like, my wife's a teacher, and she's been doing it almost 25 years now, and she has that moment all the time where kids that grow. Kids that, like, especially some of those first, second year students that she taught, they're now adults and have their own families and things, and it's kind of neat to watch. Yes. It does make you feel old for a hot minute, but it is cool to it is cool to see. Hey, and then you look back, and I'm sure you look at this way. It's like, hey, I played a little role in their future together. You know, it's like I had a slight hand in some of that, and so that's kind of probably pretty cool feeling.
I made them look good while they looked into each other's eyes.
Hey, they would have never found each other attractive if they were in some dopey outfit. You know, they made the marriage may never happen.
They're all dressed up.
If anybody has questions or anything, what's the?
Can I?
Oh,
yeah.
I've been doing our commercials for so long.
Oh yeah, are you going to answer the
802 South Main right here in Roswell? Just look for the lime green VW Bug or call 627-3868. Boom.
Thank you, Sean.
What's up?
What's your store hours too, by the way?
10 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, and 10 to 5 on Saturday.
Very good.
We close on Sunday.
Very good. Take a day off every now and then.
Yes.
Right.
The way the good Lord intended.
Find her on Facebook. She's got a fantastic Facebook page. Hippie Chicks. Is it just
It's
Hippie
the
Chicks?
VIP group.
Yeah, Hippie Chicks VIP.
Yeah.
Page.
Yeah.
And if you don't find her, she will find you.
Yes.
And all you got to do is just Google Hippie Chicks or Facebook on Facebook and search Hippie Chicks. It'll pop right up. Then you can and follow it. And
HIPPIE.
Yeah, no Y, I-E. In case you were wondering how it's on the sign. Right above right below the bug there. And of course, come by if you've never been in. Make today your first visit. Come pop in for a visit. Take a look around, guys, gals. Doesn't matter. Come on in. It's
pan. Neutral, fluid, however you identify.
Yeah, whatever that is.
We get that a lot.
Whoever.
I forgot there's a lot more pronouns nowadays. But
whatever
your pronoun is, going in there. They're going to find
or her.
stuff in there. But yeah, and who knows? Maybe Terry's going to put you in a prom dress, and then 20 years from now, you're going to come back and meet, like, here's my wife, the prom, or here this. And she's like, no, I'm going to be retired in 20 years. I'm just being, Well, when maybe the next generation of who's going to run Hippie Chicks when you're done. I don't know if you got family that wants to take over or what, but whatever that is, I would love to see that kind of stuff.
Hopefully, Hippie Chicks will be there forever.
Very good. Is there anything we missed? Anything you wanted to get out here that we just got sidetracked on or got to talking about something dumb?
I think you covered it all. I mean, I love my customers. Come in, let my girls, sell you something, or don't even buy anything. Just come in and visit.
Hippie Chicks is the very reason why we tell people to shop local and do that things, because it's a community business that supports the community and is a part of the community and serves the community.
Exactly.
And that's at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's just a place for families to come in, get some great clothing or accessories, and like you said, it's a family thing. You talk with these kids, you see them, they're in essence part of your extended family a little bit here, and that's what Hippie Chicks is. So if you're looking for a great experience and customer service, like if you don't see what you want there or see what you're looking for, talk to her and be like, hey, let me see what my options. Let me talk to my suppliers, retailers, and see what we can do for
definitely.
you. Yeah, there's where there's a will, there's a way sometimes.
Yes.
So very good. Well, thank you. I'm sure you got
thank you
quite a few things to handle when you get back to the shop there and take care of, and hopefully there's a few customers waiting too, saying, I heard you on the radio.
Hopefully. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Okay.
Okay, Mike.
Don't work too hard.
I already did.
Oh, sorry.
You didn't tell me.
This was the hard part.
Oh, okay. Well, give him a hard time.
Thank you, Sean.
He needs it.
No, I can never give Sean a hard time.
He's starting to get a big head. Knock him down a peg.
It's true. I think it might be a medical condition.
There's a joke I used to tell Sean. I'd be driving down the road and I would hear his commercial, my commercial, and I would just want to go rent a tuxedo.
There you go.
He's so convincing and tells it all.
Sean is very good at what he does. He is
Stop.
He's amazing. Amazing.
It looks all right in a tux, too.
It's true. If I ever, actually follow through and rent the tux.
Yeah, even though I didn't see him in that tux that time.
I think we should put him back in.
You know what?
I
will
think
say
so,
this.
too.
Thanks to Facebook memories, I get reminded of that failure every single year.
I'm thinking.
You're going to have to share it and tag me.
Is the tux still around or is it long gone?
Well, I'm sure it went back to the shop from whence it came.
No,
but I will
it
say
went back.
this.
I would say let's put him in it.
The tux that I was renting was a more baggy style, kind of flowy, because
Yes.
I was a big guy. I kind of want something a little flowier. So it was veered away from the
So
kind
this
of
is
super
pre-weight
slim.
loss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you'll be
And
swimming in
it was more
that
of a
tux now.
traditional fit. I remember.
Okay. Yeah, you'd be swimming in that tux
Yeah.
now.
A lot of red. I like I was doing like the red accent. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to
Probably
find the
Ferrari
picture.
red, yeah.
Yep.
Just like his car.
That's right.
It's probably red. It's not Ferrari, but it's probably red.
It's got the color.
It's subcompact red.
That's pretty good. Well, thank you, Terry. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you
We'll
so
see you
much.
next time.
Thank you.
And you did great. I know you don't like doing this kind of thing, but you did awesome.
Oh,
So,
I'm
good for
glad.
you.
Thank you.
All right, it is 9:47. Let's pause for local news. Sean Hannity will also get you in your sports update and pay a few commercials here to pay for lunch. We'll be back.
Now for a Pecos Valley News update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Eddy County authorities are investigating the discovery of possible explosive devices being made at a home near Artesia. A statement from Sheriff Mark Cage says deputies responded Saturday to a home in the 400 block of 42nd Street. Nearby residents were evacuated from their homes as a precaution. A search warrant was executed, and the sheriff said evidence of improvised explosive device manufacturing was removed from the home. However, the statement does not say that anyone was arrested. And in Chavez County, a DWI checkpoint is being called a success. According to Sheriff Mike Harrington, 44 traffic citations were issued, along with 1 criminal summons for driving with license revoked and 1 DWI arrest. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs releasing a list of community-based clinics it's proposing to close in New Mexico and other rural areas around the country. This as part of a years-long process aimed at modernizing the department and streamlining its infrastructure. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
If all of Western Europe is dependent on Russia for oil and gas, there is no economic pressure. It doesn't matter that we stop the 670,000 barrels of oil a day. And by the way, Canada says they can replace 400,000 of those barrels immediately. So we don't have to kiss the ass of the mullahs in Iran or Maduro or OPEC nations, that many of which hate us. Everything you could possibly do wrong, he's doing wrong. From running out of COVID tests to the border disaster, the energy disaster, the economic 40-year high of inflation, the Afghanistan disaster, this disaster was all preventable and it's all fixable, except not while he's president and she's vice president. They're not up to the job, and that should scare everybody in the world.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
All right, so who celebrates their anniversary by giving you something? Well, that's Blinds.com with anniversary deals of up to 45% off everything site-wide. You will experience for yourself why Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. Now, you can get installation on unlimited windows for your entire home for one low cost. Just go to Blinds.com right now for their anniversary savings of up to 45% off everything site-wide. That's up to 45% off when you go to Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Figure is different from all other refinancing that I've experienced. Hi, I'm Chaz Ryan, and I use Figure for a home equity line of credit. I found Figure, and it was a very easy application to make. My loan was funded within 7 to 10 days.
Join Chaz and the 50,000 other happy customers. Figure out your finances at Figure.com. Figure Lending, LLC. Equal Opportunity Lender. NMLS 1717824. Terms and conditions apply. Visit Figure.com for more information.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over eastern New Mexico today, and that gives us fair weather. Could be a little bit breezy in the afternoon. Low to mid 70s on our high, and we should get sunshine. Overnight, clear and mid 30s, and then we warm up a little bit tomorrow. Sunshine, and we'll hit the low 80s, a little bit breezy, and then mostly sunny on Thursday, mid to upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Got a baseball score to report from Monday. Yesterday, Oregon Mountain in Las Cruces, remember that used to be Oñate, defeated Roswell High 5-3. Oregon Mountain's now 6-1. Roswell is 3-5. All of Roswell's runs came in the top of the first inning. That included a double by sophomore Isaac Loy. He ended up scoring one of those runs. but then Oregon Mountain scored 4 in the bottom of the first, and Roswell didn't score again. So we expected there would be 2 scores coming in from yesterday, but there was only 1, so not sure what happened to the second game of the doubleheader. Today, you've got softball action. Goddard at home against Clovis for a pair. Goddard is 1-2. Clovis is 0-3. Goddard's last game was a win over Valencia 10 days ago. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The European Union announced late Monday that the 27-nation bloc has approved a new set of sanctions to punish Moscow for its invasion of Ukraine. France, which holds the EU presidency, said the bloc, in consultation with international partners, approved a 4th package of sanctions targeting individuals and entities involved in the aggression against Ukraine, as well as several sectors of the Russian economy. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee are seeking an investigation into a U.S. Postal Service plan to replace its aging mail trucks with mostly gasoline-powered vehicles. The plan largely ignores the White House calls to replenish the mail service fleet with electric vehicles and has drawn sharp criticism from the Biden administration, Democratic lawmakers, and environmentalists. Democrats on the oversight panel asked the agency's inspector general to investigate whether the Postal Service complied with the National Environmental Policy Act. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander.
Time to put your money where your mouth is. The March Mania Slam Dunk Savings Event is on at Roswell Honda. Saturday, March 19th from 10 to 1, the hoop will be set up at Roswell Honda. Shoot for up to $1,000 discount. Enjoy free food and drinks, fun for the whole family, and register to win a 54-inch Spalding portable basketball hoop. 1 entry for stopping by, 3 entries with a test driver service, and 5 entries with a purchase. Drawing March 19th at 1, must be present to win. Score big during the Slam Dunk Savings Event at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
ENMU Roswell offers high school students the opportunity to get a head start on their college education journey into healthcare. Through the Allied Health Careers Pathway, high school learners can enroll in dual credit courses that introduce them to a wide range of careers that include emergency medical technician, paramedic, nursing, occupational therapy, respiratory therapy, medical assisting, phlebotomy, and nursing assistant. Start your healthcare career path at ENMU Roswell. Contact your high school counselor for more information.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Valley Cafe is now open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Located inside the 180 Youth Building across from Church on the Move on Brasher in Roswell. Enjoy soups, salads, sandwiches, burgers, and more. Try one of their signature creations like the sweet and spicy burger with honey jalapeno bacon barbecue sauce, the chicken cordon bleu soup, Chef Anthony Noble's fried avocados, and the Smotherman burger with creamy green chili sauce. Or swing by for coffee or breakfast burritos on your way to work. The all-new Valley Cafe, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. Stop in for breakfast, lunch, or even a snack after school. Don't feel like leaving home? Order takeout from DoorDash.
If your tires are flat, need your car fixed, our reviews are better than mixed at Big O. At Big O Tires. We do the job fast and with a smile. Whatever the problem, we go the extra mile at Big O. At Big O Tires. Trusted service, no need to lie. Hop online, our reviews are high at Big O. At Big O Tires. Unbeatable service in all our stores, and that's why we get such high scores at Big O. At Big O Tires.
You can trust the team at Big O Tires for great service and even better deals. Come in today and save up to $100 instantly on select in-stock sets of Cooper, Nitto, and Pirelli brand tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra, required on all 4 tires. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. Not valid with other offers. Valid at participating locations. Expires 3/27/2022.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. China has more English speakers than the United States. They have more Chinese speakers, too. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:58. Got about a little less than 2 minutes here before we wrap up the show. If you missed any part of our show, I invite you to go back and check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com. There you will see that's our home for all of our video content. When you get there, you'll see, I think it's on towards the right side of the page. Mornings with Mike Winters. Click on that. Drops down to all of our shows and all of our stuff right there for you to check out. Give Tanner about a half hour, 45 minutes, and he'll separate the interviews from the main portion of the show and have those by themselves for you to check out. But in the 7 o'clock hour, we replayed our interview with Sheriff Mike Harrington and Under Sheriff Charles Eastlist and Lieutenant James Mason. They joined us on Friday, had a great conversation with them, talking a little bit about spring break and just what they're seeing. In the 8 o'clock hour, we had Donna Oracion with Eastern New Mexico University Roswell join us, talking about their 8-week courses that start here on next week on the 21st, I believe. Sign-ups for those are going on now. Sign-ups for summer, fall, right around the corner here, and lots of great stuff going on there. And, of course, seniors, they're going to be doing their high school deal here coming up towards the end of April for high school students to come and tour the campus and all that, too. We also had the Chaves County Extension Office join us, gave us an update there in the 8 o'clock hour. And then, of course, we had Terry Lindbergh from Hippie Chicks just join us a few minutes ago there. So full show there available, ksvptv.com. All right.